Evan's trying over here.
There we go.
RGT, you're really glitching out on my screen, by the way.
Yeah, RGT.
We good, Evan?
Nuts. Yeah, we're good.
Am I?
All right, we're good.
Yeah.
Welcome to episode 140. That's because Sean's rolling the dice with this green screen. Man, I'm telling you, he's getting too close to the sun over there.
I'm also downloading some music.
That would wait legally, right?
On Napster?
Yeah, on
This
Napster.
man's using Napster. You downloading music, bro? Really?
Sean's
Look,
using,
I gotta
like,
get
what is
Purple
it?
Haze too. Damn it.
What is it called? LimeWire. Sean's over there. It's like LimeWire.
Yeah,
Kaza.
Kaza with two A's, man.
Computer.
Yeah.
Kaza with two A's. Yeah, it's it's the Christmas episode, technically holiday episode, Christmas episode. That's why it has the kind of the snow on there. Evan took care of that. So we got some snow falling on the SpawnCast. So Sean's like 3 frames.
Hold on.
No, it's just funny. I mean, you're trying, man. You're trying with that green screen. Look, you got the tree, you got some presents in there.
Yeah.
I mean, you're trying. You're doing your thing. But we had some stuff to go over. You know what? I got to be honest. It's been kind of slower with some of the news recently because it's just. I mean, a lot of offices are just going on break for like probably till the end of the year for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of places are just going away for like 2 weeks or something. But the good news is once January starts up, that's when we'll start talking about things like a Nintendo Direct, and we'll start probably hearing more about the PS5, and it'll be fun. But we still had a few things that happened overall, and everybody has, for the most part, everybody has a present to open. So I tried to get one to misclick in time. It didn't get there yet. It'll be there Monday is what it says, so she'll check it out then. But misclick, if you want to check your Twitter DM, you'll see what it is
Right now.
Yeah, you can go ahead and check it right now, so you can be the first one to let us know what misclick get.
What'd you get?
That actually,
Hey, I knew it!
Yeah.
I knew it! Metal Gear Solid, let's go, dude.
On the original copy on the PlayStation
Yes.
1. All right.
whoa, wait, oh, seriously? Wow, hell yeah.
So
Wow,
hopefully
thank you.
it's the case and everything, because you kind of need the case for a certain part. So hopefully it's like everything. We'll find out, because it's like GameStop had it set up on the retro section, so I picked that up while I was
Aw,
getting
thank you.
something else.
Dude, that's awesome.
So hopefully it comes complete. And the problem is now you got to figure out how to play it. I don't know if you have a PS3. If you don't have a PS3, that might be kind of difficult then.
I have to see if he has one in the attic.
Just download an emulator in the ROM. You'll be fine.
there's really
Oh, you mean
good.
the Italian exotic PlayStation?
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Or you could just download an emulator and then play it on your disc.
Yeah.
Your computer as distro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yes, exactly, officer. That's exactly what we said.
Yes. So yeah, but if you have like a PS3, any PS3 will play the PS1 games.
Cool. Yeah.
If you have one laying around somewhere, you can play it, or like they said,
Yeah.
you can technically pop it into your computer and play it on an emulator if you want to through a disk drive, or just download it because you own you have the game, so it's fun.
True, I do
but
know.
it is you like Death Stranding Kojima game, so let's get you set up with the proper
God, I'm
Kojima game.
scared
Metal Gear
now.
Solid.
The proper.
The
Okay.
proper one. It's good though. You might find yourself wanting to go through all the Metal Gear Solids then once you play that one. So
Oh, it's somebody in chat actually. So just as a weird note, there's actually a way to play if you get now that you have the original PlayStation Metal Gear Solid, you can play that on Dreamcast. There's a weird thing you can buy called Bleem that makes it HD. So if you want to be really weird, you can play that in HD and it looks badass on a Dreamcast.
Really?
That's actually how I played Gran Turismo 2.
Yeah,
was
that-
It's legit. Yeah,
They
I
did
have
it three games
That's
ever, and then the
awesome.
company got sued. They did Metal Gear Solid, Tekken 3, and then Gran Turismo, and then Sega sued the shit out of them.
It's Tekken.
it's to Ken. Come on.
Tekken.
Well, let me.
It's called Tekken.
Well, that was the first gift. Let's go around here and introduce everyone. Then we have everyone else has some stuff to open, so we'll go through that too. We got Evan, top right corner on my screen. Who knows where it is on the? Okay, no, it's bottom right on the SpawnCast. I see. Okay, Evan's on the bottom right. What's going on, Evan? How's it going?
All right, just finished a family party.
All right, very good, very good. Get in the Christmas spirit. Nate is. I think Nate, are you here?
Yeah,
Nate's here. Nate's here. Okay.
Shut the hell up, Sean.
Nate is here, kind of. Okay. You all right over there, Nate?
I wasn't coughing.
Oh, that wasn't Nate.
No, it's me. I'm sorry. I'm really sick. I'm trying to mute my mic. I apologize.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. Then we got MVG. What's going on, man? I like the hat you got in the.
Thank you. Yeah, I got my ugly Genesis Christmas sweater on tonight, so I'm very
I can get an ugly sweater. There was one that I think I saw one on Amazon for the PlayStation ugly sweater that looked pretty cool because everyone I see has like either a Nintendo one half the time or I was like, I want the
ugly
PlayStation one.
sweaters.
Oh
You should.
yeah.
I got mine.
We can do that next
You want to
weekend.
match? Let's do twinsies. I'm gonna get
We
one.
can do that.
Yeah.
We can do that
Let's
I
next
have
weekend.
Christmas lights I need to grab.
Oh,
BRB.
sweet.
Okay.
I'm wearing an ugly jersey for Wayne Industries. All right.
Okay.
I'll get my ugly sweater once Miss Click gets hers.
And then we got Sean. What's going on, Sean? You hanging out in front of the tree with the wood panel background, the presents.
Very festive, very festive.
Very nice. Very nice. Like it. And then we have Jordan. What's going on, man?
It's hard to see, but I got my tree up, my little fake little tiny regular tree. That's the most holiday spirit I've ever done.
All right.
How's
very
it going?
nice. Miss Click is I guess getting an ugly sweater, I think.
Hair
Okay.
click and share essence. Yep.
Same with OJ. And then we got Max. What's going on, man? Player Essence back. And we got Max and we got Max Dreamcast guy. What's going on, man?
Good. I want to talk when we get to it. I want to talk Witcher. Do we all watch Witcher?
I didn't watch it yet, no.
Finished it, yeah.
Not yet.
Saw 2 episodes. I like it.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Okay, cool. And then Player Essence OJ is back. What's going on, man?
I am back, and I'm excited to be here, man. It's been a while, and I'm glad for. And I got the present that you sent me.
Yep,
I don't know
we
what's
got-
inside here though.
Hopefully, I had to guess for a lot of people because everyone's playing games differently all the time. They got all kinds of stuff. So if you already have it, now you have 2. That's the thing. So let's see. Everyone's introduced. Let's go to. You know what? We'll go MVG. Why don't I open his present first, man? Let's see what.
Okay.
let's see what he
Pressure's
thinks
on.
here.
Here we go.
What do you
All
think?
right.
Here we go. So
All right. Let's see what we got here.
Sean, you're on deck.
John's on deck. Okay.
My ugly sweater on.
I
Oh, by the way,
got a Raspberry Pi 4. Sick, man. Thank
Yeah,
you so
man.
much.
Raspberry Pi 4. I work with your emulation
Yeah,
series.
dude,
you know, you
that's
can see what you
awesome.
think about it.
Thank you. I don't actually have this. I've got the 3, I think, or the 3 plus, but I heard good things. So thank you, man.
Yep, I have the 2, 3, and I got the 4, and the 4 is pretty awesome. So
Awesome.
I think you'll like that really well. It actually has USB 3 on there, and it's able to do
Nice.
apparently 4K video out, but it actually has 2 outputs for video on it.
Whoa.
That's outstanding. Thank you so much, man.
Yeah, man. So let's see what you think about that one. Actually, Sean and Nate got the same thing. So you guys might as well just open it at the same time.
Well, it's not like you could see what he got. I have a sneaking suspicion I
Super
know what
Mario
it is.
Sunshine. What the hell's that?
Pokemon!
Pokemon.
Hey, Pokemon.
Hey, there we go.
I got a brand new
Trainer's all
N64 game.
Yeah.
Oh.
And 64 trees, baby. Let's go.
So,
No,
so
awesome. Thank you.
Pokemon Shield for Sean. Nate also has it. Now I got Shield for Nate because I thought your friend or somebody was going to eventually buy you Sword or something. I
Yeah,
thought
it was either, one of the 2.
so. I figured, well, if he's getting Sword at some point from somewhere, Shield is probably the one you don't have yet. So there you go. And if they get you Sword, there you go. You got both of them now. It's all good.
Is Shield the one with that thick boss
Yeah.
Yeah.
leader
Yep.
that everyone kept talking about? Like,
Yes.
Evan's like, yes, sir.
Yes. You,
Yeah, absolutely.
I guess the question. And let's see. So Jordan and Max got the same thing as well. Max wasn't able to retrieve it from the post office. Or
Yeah,
wherever it is now.
it's still in my mailbox. I tried to run today, but I'm working on stuff. So this is he's opening it for both of us, and I'm very
Yes.
excited.
Okay, so Jordan's confused about this one. So go
When
ahead,
it
Jordan.
explodes
So-
for Jordan, don't open your.
Right, exactly.
So I get, it has all these warnings on it, like, hey, it's gonna blow up. It says lithium-ion batteries in here, and it says video game related. So
All right, it's either a Switch knockoff or it's a controller. I'm making my guesses now.
I was hoping it was that fake Switch he made a video.
I
about.
know, dude. That fake Switch is so bad. I love it.
I
I
want
gotta
it.
find. I gotta find that thing somewhere. Apparently, it's only sold in Colombia.
I found one website in Colombia that's selling it.
I'm going to Colombia. Let's go.
Uh,
Oh, there you go.
right.
There you go.
You'll be our
the end.
smuggler.
Yeah.
Colombia, baby. Let's go.
Smuggle, lose that passport right away.
Are you guys
Hey,
ready?
know what?
It's bubble wrap.
Yeah, we did it. All right.
All right. No, the real thing is, boom.
Oh, nice.
Oh my hell yeah!
Sick.
Hey, that's a
Very
legit
cool.
controller, man. 8-bit
It's the
Dell
8-bit
Plus
Dell
Pro.
Pro Plus
Plus.
Bluetooth gamepad. Now I can use this on my streams while I'm on my treadmill playing some Splatoon.
Yeah, it's a legit controller, man.
Thank you
Dude,
so much.
thank
I
you.
really appreciate that, man.
Dude, my 8-bit dough just freaking broke. You have no idea, because I had the original one and I just used it so much I broke it. So oh my gosh, perfect timing, dude. Thank you so much.
That's what they're.
I legit thought that was almost a Stadia controller at first glance. And I was gonna go, hey, thanks.
I couldn't troll you that bad, man. I couldn't get you Stadia.
No, but no, legit, this is awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I figured I was trying to figure out if people had that. I know Max had one of the 8-bit doughs. So I was like, I don't think Jordan has it though. So you can experience the greatness that is the 8-bit dough plus Pro Plus controller. Okay, so OJ is last. All right, OJ. This is it right here, man.
I got my ugly sweater on.
I thought about this. I'm like, OJ buys games randomly, and I'm like, I wonder if he got this yet. We'll find out.
Dude, that's a dope sweater, by the way. I really like it.
Nintendo gave. I gotta make sure I mention Nintendo gave me the sweater, by the way, too. So just
Hashtag
keep
free
that.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Hashtag free product. So yeah, but yeah. Thanks to Nintendo for the sweater. But anyway, all right. I kind of ripped it a little bit already before, but I didn't look inside. It's a game. Oh shit! Oh shit! It's Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Hey, yo, John, thanks, man. I appreciate that.
All right. So I was like, I'm trying to figure out if I was trying because it went on. I know it went on sale recently. I was like, I wonder because you'll usually be like looking for the sales and stuff when they're happening because you're talking about waiting for it to get to a certain price. And I was like,
and it was, you know what? It was in my cart at Best Buy.
That's what I was thinking. I was like,
I just never pressed the click button just because I'm lazy as hell at times, and it will not be in my cart anymore. I will remove it from my cart. Hey, thank you, John. I appreciate it, man. I actually have your last year's present too. So I mean, like,
oh, there we go. All right, we're good.
Yeah,
we're good.
thank you so much, John. I appreciate it, man. You're a good friend.
So thoughtful.
Nice. Very cool.
So supposedly we're lagging very bad.
Yeah.
It says I'm in like a decent bit rate right now.
Milky Hazard says, "Fix this crap."
Yeah. If a guy named Milky is angry, then it's time to milk. I don't know.
They say I see lag gone now. Hey, we're trying to get crazy with the snow here, so maybe the snow is a bit too powerful.
It's not,
Nintendo.
dude. It's not the snow. It's Comcast. I mean, Comcast had us blacked out for a freaking hour.
Oh
one night.
yeah, that happened the other night. The other night, like they went down for how long? It was like an hour. Or
An
something.
hour and like 10 minutes, something like that.
Milky's having a stroke in the chat.
The real hazard is Milky
It's
himself.
stable now.
Goodbye, Milky.
It's stable
But the
now, but we'll
real-
see what happens.
The real hazard was myself all along.
Oh no.
Oh wow,
I'm the real milk. All right, I'm done.
this is a really nice controller.
Check it out, man. That thing's sweet, dude.
Yeah,
It's a
dude.
very
This
nice controller.
feels good. Oh, I like the way
Yep. And what's cool is you
triggers
plug it
feel.
into your
That's
computer,
great.
you can customize a lot of it too.
Holy hell.
Yep.
That's awesome.
And it has
Yeah, that
USB-C
thing is
charging on the top too.
Your sweater, Miss Click.
Yeah.
Hey, I like your sweater.
Oh, thank you.
Look at
Except
these
mine's
twinsies.
official. Where's
All I
your
have are
sticker?
So
Take
what's
it
up?
off.
Official Nintendo one?
Put it back on.
Oh, okay, my bad. I didn't know you left it on.
So what's everyone been up to this week? What have we been playing? What's everyone been doing?
Weird stuff.
What do you mean? All right, what's
Yeah, weird stuff. Backlog.
backlog
Yeah.
stuff. People went back to backlog.
I've been playing a bunch of Shenmue 3.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about it. Like I like it.
Uh-oh.
I like it. I'm not a huge fan of the fighting. And I'm still not I love it because it's Shenmue, but at the same time it's like they didn't really do a whole hell of a lot to sort of modernize it. And like that's okay in some aspects, but I feel like it's going to hurt the overall game and the overall perception of it and the arcade in the games.
Oh yeah.
They didn't really have much choice there, obviously, because Sega obviously wasn't involved this time, so they can't do those awesome like super scalar games they did in the first two games, unfortunately. So it makes it really difficult.
Yeah, I wanted to play. I mean, I have it. I haven't played it yet, but I wanted to check it out. It's just, does it still feel like how Shenmue felt like?
It's smoother. Like
okay.
I would say the movement is smoother and stuff like that, but like the conversations are like the exact same. Like, excuse me. And like it's just, you know, some of the voice actors are kind of like, was this originally recorded for the Dreamcast? Like they don't sound very enthusiastic or professional and stuff like that.
Here's an interesting weird note. Did you know that almost all this music was written 20 years ago? This is actually the music that was made for Shenmue 3 back when they were making Shenmue 2, and they just decided to like use it. So a lot of this stuff, apparently they just literally gave them the note of like a market that has red brick walls, and the guy would write a song, and then that's the song we're listening to. I don't know. I like that kind of stuff, but yeah, it definitely feels old.
Okay.
I think they were kind of going for it though, right? Like,
Yeah, and I mean, I think from that aspect they nailed it. Just from a broader perspective, I could see a lot of people being like, "What the hell is this? Like, it's this is the game that everyone, you know, talks about so highly and stuff like that." So, you know, I think some people will be disappointed, but.
Did you watch the Jim Sterling video on it? Jim Sterling was like, is this a practical joke? Like, is this a joke that everybody's in on but me? Like, is every Shenmue fan pretending to love this? And he's like, because you could tell me. You could tell me.
No, I haven't watched this video on it yet. Yeah, I've been playing that, and because of the chat making me feel bad last week, I actually got back into a game I have not played in a very long time because they said that I was wrong with my analysis of the game.
Jump Force?
No. Gran Turismo Sport on the PS4.
Oh, you did play it. Good. What do you think of that one?
You know, it's definitely a lot better than it initially was when it first came out. They've added a lot of content into it, from car perspective and things like that. I love the driving. I don't like how it's still Gran Turismo in the destruction elements. Like you hit a wall and like it just kind of smears your paint a little bit, and it's like, Jesus Christ, like why can I not have like actual car parts, you know, becoming damaged and things like that? But I've been playing it, you know, a pretty good bit, and it, you know, it's fun. It's still Gran Turismo. I still like a lot of things about it. I would prefer a proper Gran Turismo 7 on the PS5.
We need to get you need to check out Forza, man. Forza Horizon or something.
I played the original Forza, and I played Forza 3, and then I played, I think there's been 2 mainline Forzas on the Xbox One, right?
Well, they have Forza 6 and 7, and 8 is coming out next year, it seems. But I would check out Horizon 4. It's on Game Pass now. So if you already have that anyway, you just go on there, download it. And that one has like some races on actual like kind of tracks, but that's the one where it's like cross country and weather, like they change seasons and there's online components to it. But I really like that one. That one's really, really good.
Yeah, I'll have to check.
That actually has like dirt racing, similar to like where like you have rally car racing as well in there. There's a lot of stuff thrown into one game.
That's the Lego DLC, right? Where you can make the whole game into Legos. You can also drive all the you can drive all the Halo cars in there for no reason, right?
Yep. That's the one. That wasn't. I know that was in. Wasn't for? Yeah, it might have been. Yeah, it was that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, they did have the Warthog in that one. I would check it out, Sean. That one's my favorite so far for Forza.
And there's 2 other games I've been playing. I was playing in preparation.
You're playing a lot, Sean. Nice. What do you got?
I've been taking it easy this week on the videos. I've been playing it in preparation because when I was doing my Nintendo Switch holiday eShop sale video, these 2 games struck my eye, and I was like, these are good games to play at Christmas with the family. And that is Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy does not have Alec Trebek in it. And Wheel of Fortune does not have Pat Sajak and Vanna White. Jeopardy doesn't have anyone. It just has some woman voiceover talking.
They probably didn't want to pay him. They didn't want to pay him, Sean. You know that.
Ubisoft, those cheap bastards.
Yeah,
and then
Ubisoft is cheap.
And then freaking Wheel of Fortune, you have just some generic white dude and some generic white lady that are talking to you and flipping over the things. And I'm like, what the hell, man? Grandma's not gonna fuck with that. Like she's gonna be pissed. She's not going to like that. Why can I play? Remember Game Tech? Game Tech on the N64 had Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune, and you had the proper people in it. Unbelievable.
You got to film the rant, bro. To just be like, is this the death of Jeopardy? And you holding up into this.
Set up the camera.
Yeah.
Setting it up.
Oh man. Yeah, that's the only reason I can think of is that they don't want to pay royalties or anything to anyone if they can.
It was just it was like I was just because you've played. Like I haven't played a Jeopardy game or a Wheel of Fortune game in forever, but you know, on like the Genesis and stuff, like they were in the game. It was just kind of like understood, you know, there was a million different Jeopardy games. I had like the sports edition and all that shit. And you always had Trebek, and then there's no Trebek.
Well, it sounds like you had a busy week, Sean.
Yeah,
Playing a bunch of games.
Playing a bunch of games, man.
Playing a bunch of
Excuse me.
games. What about MVG? What you been up to, man?
I actually did 2 videos this week, which is kind of a little
I
more
noticed
than
that.
I normally do. Yeah, so I was kind of grinding a couple of videos out, but I had some time to get into the backlog. So I'm finishing off Gears of War 5 because I never finished that. And I did finish Days Gone a couple of days ago because I never finished that when it first came out.
That game's long, isn't it? And that game, I heard that game's
really
longer
long.
than it should be.
It's like a 45-hour game.
I have it. I haven't started it, but I have it because Walmart did a pricing error like a while ago where they made it $20 by accident. And I grabbed it in like that 1 hour window. This was a while ago. And I was like, I'll play it eventually. But then I saw people were saying it's like 35 hours for no reason. Like it was way longer than it should have been. And I'm like,
a lot of cutscenes in the game. It's a good game. I mean, they've fixed most of the issues that kind of plague the game in the first couple of months because like they've just patched the hell out of that game. But it's pretty good. I mean, I got it for $20 when it was on sale. So for $20, I think it's definitely worth the price. And apart from that, I mean, I've got Need for Speed Heat, which is kind of on deck next. So I'm going to play through that. And then, Shenmue 3, I've got that as well. So I'm going to definitely play through that as well and see what that's like as well. So yeah, just busy week catching up on games that I missed out on.
Yeah, I played more Halo Reach, of course. Yep. And I play that constantly now on the PC.
They turned double XP on or something, didn't they, this weekend?
Yeah, so you're gaining experience faster, so you can.
I'm gonna jump on that. I think
unlock some of your stuff quicker, like just the cosmetic stuff. And then I played. Actually, I started really playing Bug Fables, which is the game that you can get on Steam. It's coming to Switch as well, and I think PlayStation. I know it's coming to Switch next year as well. But that's the one that's basically like a Paper Mario game. They built it around that, so it's very much like Paper Mario. Like it is like really like Paper Mario, like to the point where when you do different things in battle, you have to like hold the joystick back and then let go at a certain time. You hit A to like block at the right time, and all of that. So it's very much, and of course the characters are all made of paper. They're 2D. Yep. So that's one to look out for if you're on consoles right now next year, because I'm really enjoying it on PC right now on Steam. It doesn't take much to play it either. So even if you have like a weaker computer, it'll work fine. You can play it no problem. I play a little bit of Need for Speed Heat as well. I'm kind of working through that one as I go. And then Jordan, I did break out the Skate 3 again. I'm always on it, man. I'm on it. Whenever I look at my backlog, I look at the shelf, I grab Skate 3. I'm like,
it's so fun, man.
It works perfectly on the Xbox One.
It'd be crazy
this was a physical release they did last Black Friday where they actually put it in a Xbox One case.
I want to pick up that release just to have that case for it.
Dude, it was like $8 last year.
Yeah, I keep seeing it go super cheap. I just need to pick it up. I have a perfectly fine disc of it, so I don't need it, but I just kind of want that case for it.
I mean, I don't even go through the campaign or ain't like, they give you stuff to do. I'll just roll around.
Yeah.
I'll find a spot and I'll be like, let me try doing all this stuff on these rails.
Literally turn on the game, do that like mandatory first mission, and then just skate upwards on the map and get to the coolest skate park in the game right away.
Yeah, I'm trying to see that Skater XL when that hits platforms next year. Because I know we saw it in the Switch.
How similar does one play to Skate?
I have it. I played it last. Actually, it's really funny. I look back last Christmas. I played that game and I did a video on it because I bought it on PC in early access, and it's very limited. I think still. I'll double check. Probably again this Christmas when I get time, but I'll double check. But it was very limited. However, it feels very, very similar to Skate. Like extremely similar. So I like it actually more than Sessions. Sessions I wasn't feeling. I thought their control scheme was a little too complicated and weird. But that was what I did though. I played quite a bit of Skate 3 for fun, some Halo and Bug Fables. I almost popped in Borderlands 3 again, Jordan. That was close.
I have to. I was gonna pop it in the last couple days, but I've been too busy because the first actual DLC came out for the game. The first real story.
Oh
DLC
yeah. I was gonna play it on Stadia. Wait,
why? What? Why? It's a whole.
You can't. That was the joke because Stadia got a version that's like 3 months old or something.
Yeah.
So
just a little bit old.
Full price. Yeah, so that was a fun week, I think. A lot of backlog stuff mostly for me. So what about Miss Click? You're streaming quite a bit. What'd you play?
Yeah, we finally finished Pokemon. But then we went ahead and revisited Cadence of Hyrule because they had the DLC come out.
Oh yeah. How is that? I didn't play it yet.
It was you follow through and it's in the menu settings, like when you go to choose your start game new file, but you go through as the antagonist. So Octavo, you're like playing as him, and then you have his weapon, and then like it's I want to say it's probably half the time as the original campaign, but it's still a good amount. I think it's about 4 or 5 hours. And it was really nice. It was cool. Like the dungeons and the bosses operate differently than the first time you play through them. So there's just enough change up. There's different tracks for the temples and the bosses. So it's cool. Like it's a really good amount, especially for a free.
Yeah, it's just free, right? You just download it.
Yeah. It was really cool though. And it gives you like a different perspective on Octavo in general. And a cute little twist at the end. So I liked it.
I just like the music. The music was just great.
Oh, it was great. So. Yeah.
New music though in this DLC.
Yeah, the bosses have slightly different music, so they just like drop new tracks. It's like, hey.
Oh, okay. That's cool. I'm glad. That means it must have sold well if they're doing free DLC for it. So it's good to hear.
Yeah.
That's cool. Anything else? Anything else new other than that in Pokemon?
No, not really. Just pissing people off in the comments section. So I love that.
You're gonna have to let me know if you're gonna live stream Metal Gear Solid if you figure all that out. Some of those, I'm curious about some of the first reaction things for some of the stuff in the game.
Just you need to clickbait the hell out of that. Like
clickbait the hell.
Yeah, like I don't know, like it's just like girl plays Metal Gear for the first time ever.
You have to clickbait it more than that. Virgin girl's first time with Metal Gear or something.
Oh dear God.
We meant that type, the good type of clickbait. That's actually truthful, but it like gets the attention to it because like people love watching Metal Gear. People who haven't played it, just
know
they like seeing people's first reaction to some of the stuff that happens in Metal Gear Solid. The first one, and actually, I guess all three of them, 1, 2, and 3. 4 was like, 4 is a lot of movie watching. To be honest, there's a lot.
It's
but the first one, the second one, and the third one had some really cool, weird fourth wall breaking moments that make you kind of like freak out for a second. So
yeah. Okay, cool.
I'm curious. That's why people like watching it, because there are some weird elements they did to that game. So
it's so good. That game is just so ahead of its time. It's gonna feel like a modern game. That's kind of what's interesting about Metal Gear Solid is that
it ages well.
It plays a lot like a modern game. It was just so ahead of its time that it's one of the things you can go back and play, and it just feels like it feels like an indie modern game because it has very modern controls.
Very
Got you.
Time. Did you get the original PlayStation 1 or GameCube? The GameCube.
Original one. The original. It should be. It's supposed to be the black label and everything. That's the picture they had.
Nice.
So I'll let you know when
the original one.
Nice.
Yeah, Twin Snakes is a bit harder to locate complete. That one's a pain to get. So even the one I ordered doesn't have the No, I think it does have the manual. But that one's a bit harder to get. But the one you're getting should be complete. Although GameStop tends to just sometimes ship the disc, and that's gonna be a pain because you have to look up the box for a certain part.
Okay,
but it'll be cool. It'll be fun.
They'll tell you. They literally say, "Look at the box in the game."
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, it's really funny.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So when you get it, let me know if it came with the case and manual.
Yeah. I'll send you a pic and everything.
About that.
Cool.
Yeah. What about Nate? Nate always has the weird. He always has the weird games.
There was a weird game this week, but I did play a couple of normal games.
What? Are you sure?
I played normal games because I imported the Final Fantasy Twin Pack, so I could
how was that?
Final Fantasy 7 on a cartridge.
How'd that look? Like the physical, like, did you put a video up for that?
No, the cart is just a plain white cart with the logos. And the interior of the case is just blank.
I got it too. I imported it as well.
It's very basic then. There's not like a lot of stuff in like I feel like that's something they should have like really celebrated and done something really cool with it.
Yeah, there's nothing special about it outside of
a box set.
No, you just finally have Final Fantasy 7 on a cart. I mean, both games are on the game cart, so that's nice.
That's good. No slipcover though, nothing like that.
Nope.
See, I would have done all that. That would have been cool, man. But you popped it in and played it and everything, and it's does it have a special menu when you pop it in, like for the two of them?
No, they come up as two individual icons on the Switch screen.
Oh, okay.
That's super cheap.
Yeah, they could have thrown something really cool on that, but I mean, I guess it's region specific anyway. It's not like it was like a worldwide release. So
no, but I mean, it's just that sentimental value of Final Fantasy VII on a Nintendo.
Oh,
cartridge.
and now we get to talk about Final Fantasy VII Remake getting on a cartridge. It's coming all back around here, man.
Hell yeah.
There you go, Nate. In 10 years, we'll be like, they finally got Final Fantasy VII Remake on a cartridge. I'm gonna have to import this.
You never know. We never know what that PlayStation 5, that cartridge slot. We never know what that is. You never know.
There you go. You never know. You never know.
That's to play Vita game.
What about what else you play, Nate?
Well, the weird game is, I'm going to do my best to describe this, and it's not going to sound good, but it's not as inappropriate as it's going to sound.
Does it start with the word schoolgirl?
It is called Genso Skydrift, and it's a kart racer, but you don't ride a kart, you ride a witch.
What?
Okay.
Yeah.
Go on.
It's like Double Dash. The witches fly, and you ride one, and then you can swap them out so you can hold on to their item.
Yeah. Now, when you say ride the witch, are you like on a broomstick with them? You know,
no,
and they're
you're
flying?
standing on their back.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So one is like laying, her stomach is hovering above the ground, and the other one's standing on her. So I guess she's surfing her. I don't know.
Okay.
It's weird. I'll have
Nate, how the hell do you come across some of these games, dude?
Who designs these games?
You just go into the shop, you just start scrolling and just find it and go that one and just picks it up.
Just goes to the dollar menu.
There's a game code for this game. I'm like, okay.
Emailed me.
So I'll have footage of that up tomorrow.
Okay.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Interesting. Oh, okay. So it's a racing game where you stand on witches and they fly around.
Yeah, and you got like magic spells. You can shoot them at the other racers, and yeah.
All right then.
Good.
Well, it's a good thing it didn't fall in that weird period for Game of the Year like Fallen Order did. So there's always next.
Hey, Sean might like it more than Crash Team Racing.
Low bar.
Hey,
low bar.
man. Crash Team Racing is good. I don't know. It's all this Crash Team Racing hate. Okay. Okay.
Oh, I wanted to say really quick. Hellblade, I think, is on sale for $10 right now. I was telling people earlier if you're wanting to pick that up because the second one just got announced.
But if you got
it's on Game Pass. There you go. Look at that, Jordan sneaking that plug in there. There you go, man.
Maybe you want to own the game, okay? Maybe you want to own it.
Apparently, there was a listing for a physical Switch version that was found on a retail site the other day.
Oh yeah.
So maybe
I would buy that.
Oh, there you go. What about Jordan? What have you been up to, man? It's been happening this week.
I literally this whole week. So I stream, every night, walking on the treadmill, and we hit 100 miles last night.
How long did it take you to walk 50? Wow.
15 days, 100 miles. And the majority of the last week and a half, we've been playing nonstop Splatoon 2.
Hey.
It is so fun, and time flies playing that game. Like before you know it, like, oh, I've already walked like 3 miles. Oh, okay, cool.
Well, Splatoon, so you're playing Splatoon on the treadmill.
I had to turn off motion controls. I tried it first.
I was gonna say I feel like
it did not work.
Difficult.
Yeah.
But I had a lot of fun with it, and I'm still having a lot of fun with it. And I should have got it back in 2017 when it came out. I regret not getting it.
Yeah, that's actually surprising. It's taking you this long to try it out.
My whole thing was like, if I want to play a shooter, I wasn't thinking like I want to go spray some paint,
That's my most played Switch game. No joke.
Dude, I was playing with people that have like 2,000 hours in the game.
I know, yeah, dude.
That's insane.
I think I have 200 hours in it total, including the DLC. And I'll go on there and play with like random subscribers sometimes, and they will have like 2,000 on there. They'll do that weird thing where they kill you and then spin their controller in real life, so the controller does like a 180 on your body. It's like, how are you that good?
Jeez,
yeah, it's the most optimized for online.
But now you'll be ready for Splatoon 3 whenever that happens.
Yes, I'm very ready for that. I'll be down for whenever they announce that.
Start using motion controls, then we'll talk. Get off that.
Well, hey, we already talked about this. After this ends, we're gonna hop on. All right, but yeah, Misclick joined a couple of my games and just targeted me out and completely destroyed me.
That sounds, dude.
My confidence as a person.
You're gonna take me your
rant.
Virgin Girl destroys me.
Make the rant.
This Virgin Girl destroyed me.
held down and fucked over by Gamer Girl. Okay, anyway, so I need to get your Switch code. I need to get your Switch code so we can play Splatoon 2. I literally never uninstall it.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Well, what What about Max? What have you been playing, man? What have you been up to?
While I was in Florida, for whatever reason, I just decided to beat Final Fantasy VII again on the Switch at triple speed. I just really had a hankering to like see the story again. So I did the Switch thing where you make it where you always have instant limit breaks and triple speed, and I just basically blew through the whole game just because I was really kind of craving it. And then I saw this guy say, yeah, right, this video is demonetized for my cringe ass jokes. I got sent this game called Warlock Tower. Warlock Tower. Has anybody heard of Warlock Tower?
No.
You should look it up. It is just a Game Boy game. They purposely made it to look and play exactly like a Game Boy game. It has Game Boy style music. It's on Nintendo Switch. It's so good. The gimmick is that there's this warlock who's trying to destroy the world, and he has a really tall tower, and you're a mailman who's trying to deliver him a letter to basically like make him change his mind.
That reminds me of that pea game that's on Switch. Not like the food, a pea, a little green pea. There's like some little platformer.
VeggieTales?
No, not VeggieTales. It's a little tiny little pea ball.
VeggieTales Virgin's Quest. So yes, so Warlock Tower, the gimmick of Warlock Tower is that every level you have a certain amount of steps before you die. So it's like a puzzle game where you're trying to walk through rooms in certain patterns. There's like these dice you can pick up, or there's like these little like cubes you pick up that'll reset your walk timer. So it's basically just a puzzle game. There's definitely a right way to beat it, and as soon as you like figure it out, you can kind of blow through it. But as somebody who loves the Game Boy, it's really cool to play a Game Boy game on the Switch. I love it.
Okay, very cool. And then what about OJ? You've been on the move. You've been on the move a lot, but you get a chance to play anything?
Yes, I did. Me and my brother, we played some Cuphead on quite possibly the laggiest hotel monitor that I've ever, or hotel TV that I've ever seen. We would press
that idiot. You're used to that. He's used to that monitor life, man. It's tough.
Oh my! No, this was worse than any other TV.
Like
ever.
a 2-second input lag.
Yeah, and me and my brother, we actually got to like almost like the whole first world, and we were just laughing so much because of the amount of input delay. It was horrible, but at the same time, it was very fun. So we did that in Hawaii, so that was fun. This TV was so trash though. It was like the worst. Like there was no game mode, man. Like it was.
Man.
There was no game mode. It would take at least like you think Smash Ultimate is bad, bro. Wait until you did this like in Hawaii. But anyway,
that's a good party game thing to do.
What, Cuphead?
No, just like get the worst TV ever and then have everybody get like a couple drinks in and then just play with horrible input lag.
Oh man. It was so bad. But we played some Cuphead, so that was great. I also played I was playing more of Dragon Quest XI-S. That game just keeps going and just
it doesn't stop.
Oh my gosh, it doesn't stop, especially the Switch version. So played that. That's a lot of fun. That's a great RPG. Also, what else? I played more Pokemon. Still kind of collecting and trying to get through all my Pokedex and everything. So that's pretty much what I've been playing. And I got a new phone. So I've been playing a lot. I played pretty much all of Nintendo's mobile games that they've made. I've actually played them to where they're not all laggy and trash.
What kind of phone did you pick up?
I picked up a OnePlus 7T Pro.
That's what I have.
McLaren?
That's what I have.
Yeah.
I don't have the McLaren. I just had the regular one, but
I got the McLaren, and this is quite possibly the greatest.
Yeah, that's a good phone.
Yeah, baby.
They were just like, would you like 12 gigabytes of RAM? And I was like, I guess. All right. I don't know what I need that for. I can make calls now. Yes.
12 gigabytes of RAM. I think 855 Snapdragon processor, 90 hertz refresh rate. Everything is smooth, and it makes mobile games a lot better than what you play normally. I still don't like them, but they're a lot more bearable to play. Like they're a lot. It's like before on my old phone, they would kind of suck. It would take forever to download. There'd just be issues. I'd always be running out of space. Now it's just everything's good. So I mean, I like the mobile games a little bit more. The Mario Kart game, been playing that a little bit just here and there. So yeah, that was kind of fun. I mean, there's some stuff in that Mario Kart mobile game. Not the gacha stuff with the microtransactions, but some of the RPG leveling stuff. They should definitely bring that over to the next Mario Kart game. Absolutely. So there's some cool stuff in some of these mobile games. Played a little bit of Pokemon Masters too. That was all right. I mean, it's cool. And and more Fire. I resumed where I left off in Fire Emblem Heroes. That game's actually pretty good.
That's the thing with these mobile games. They all try to pull you, and you got all these games pulling you in different directions. They all want all of your time. They set it up so you're in it constantly. So it's tough to even play all these cell phone games at the same time like you would a console game that has a definitive end most times,
Yeah, I would play them just for I think I spent about like 20 minutes in like
Mario
Kart. But I mean, it hasn't been much time. But overall, I've been having a lot of fun with the phone and all the stuff. So I've been going through that and playing some of those mobile games. I downloaded Call of Duty Mobile. Everyone says that game's actually pretty good.
I haven't even really tried it yet. I haven't tried it.
I need to check that out. But I am going to clickbait the hell out of your name with this game, John. So I'm going to say John from Spawnwave gave me this game, so I'm going to be streaming it. Watch me play. So that's something that I will be doing.
Hey, it's a good game.
Like a broken Spawnwave promise. I tried his favorite game.
I know. I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna put you have nothing to do outside of you gave me the game.
There you go. Hey man, get it. It's a fun game to watch too, just because it's Star Wars. So I think you'll enjoy it enough. So
absolutely. I've been getting through Control 2 more. So there was a
hell
update. Yeah, so I'm about a little bit more than halfway.
Are you going back and trying to hit some of those games? Like I went back to see how many of the Game of the Year games I played, and I'm almost done. I did play a little more Outer Worlds, by the way, because I'm thinking about it now, because I think that was the last. I think that's the last game I needed to finish from the Game of the Year, because I did Sekiro. What else? So Smash. I mean, Smash doesn't technically end, but I guess if you do World of Light, I guess that's technically like playing through it. I guess. Control did that. What else was up there? Outer Worlds, almost done that now.
Resident Evil
2, I did that. I think I actually played all of the games in Game of the Year and just about beat all of them except for Outer Worlds that I'm almost done with. Yeah, because I started going back through and I was like, if I'm gonna do backlog, I might as well do the Game of the Year stuff first. So
I really wish that I could magically have teleported you. OJ, this weekend I was at one of those arcade bars in Florida. There's like apparently one called Player One. And I went there and there was all these like pristine arcade machines. And in the corner, they had like a 60-inch TV with Smash Ultimate on it. And everybody's ignoring all the arcade machines to just drunkenly play Smash Ultimate. And I was taking pictures of just this huge crowd of people very badly beating the hell out of each other. And you would have came in there and just smoked it. They had all the DLC characters stuff. But my thing that kept cracking me up is one of the guys named his character Epstein. And every time he died, the whole crowd would be like, Epstein gonna kill himself every time.
Oh, man.
Unless he SD'd. I don't know.
Exactly.
Oh gosh. Evan, we got a Discord question over there, man.
All right. What would you have called the Wii U instead of the Wii U?
Anything else?
I was gonna say anything else.
Nintendo Screen. That's what I would have called it.
That's tough, man.
I'd have called it the Smitch.
The Nanicus.
It shows up to your house with beard stubble smoking. Like
they should have done a clean break and come up with any name, anything other than just using the Wii and then put a letter on the end of it. Anything. I don't know. Nintendo could have come up with some other name. I mean, with GameCube, then they had the Wii, and then they had the Wii U, and they showed the tablet first. So I remember people would come into the store, Evan, and they would say, "Oh, is that tablet? Can we get that tablet for the Wii?"
Yeah, we watched it live, and we were sitting there going, "They're putting a tablet out?"
Yeah, that was so weird at the time, and people legitimately did not know that it was a system for the longest time. I'm talking about not necessarily the people are plugged in, online, but like people who are coming in to buy like Madden or something on the 360 at the time.
There was a short-term debate where we thought it was a controller for the Wii. Like,
yeah, it was so weird I remember that they showed like a trailer and you could see the Wii U kind of below the TV, and I was like, no, I think that's it. I think that's the console. It was so strange at the time. But anything without the Wii name in there, just so it was obvious it was a clean break, would have been better.
Well, remember like the code name for the GameCube was like the Dolphin, right? So
Dolphin,
if they came up with some marine name for the Wii,
dude, the Wii's name was the Revolution, and they never used it.
That's right, yeah.
Oh, that would have been great. Yep. Call it that. That would have at least been different enough to where people would have been like, "Wow, this actually sounds really cool," and then it's like it comes out with the Wii U. Yeah, the I wish they had used that name, by the way, Revolution. That'd have been neat. But I guess the Wii was different enough and easy enough to market to like families, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I don't think the grandma would be like, I need the Revolution.
Well, just dude, their commercials clearly worked. That whole "We would like to play" campaign, like that was genius.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah. So it was a different time when you were going to GameStop or Toys R Us to get your grandmother a game system. It was a different time. But
I remember when Vita came out, and literally they would be coming into my store, and I could not get people to understand what the PlayStation Vita was. They're like, "Oh, this is a new addition to the PSP." I remember the PSP. It's like, no, this is a totally new thing. It doesn't play PSP games. Well, you can buy PSP games, but they're digital only. Like, so I can't put the like just yeah. It was just that whole era. That whole era was bad marketing.
Yeah. So that was fun to try to explain that when people would come in asking about the Wii U. But then they'd be like, just give me the PS4 instead. That's fine. I just want to play Madden. So, yeah. Let me move over here. Speaking of PlayStation, we did get, which is an odd announcement, the PlayStation back button.
Yeah.
This is weird. I don't really know why this is happening now, like at the end of the generation, because we have that mock-up of the PS5 controller based on the patents, and I almost don't know if the shape is going to be similar enough for it to work with the PS5 controller as well. That's the only reason I can see that being a thing, is that it works with the PS5 controller. But if I was like Scuff or Astro, because that's like one of the big things that they market those $200 controllers for, is that it has those back macro buttons, and now Sony puts out a first party product that's $30 and it attaches to your current one. I'd be kind of annoyed if I was them, because that does hurt the functionality of those controllers and why they're selling them. But $30, it has an OLED screen, and you buy it for your PS4. I don't.
A screen on the back of your screen on the back of your controller, like.
It's a very simple looking screen. I mean, it doesn't do much. I mean, it shows you what the different buttons when you press them, and like. I mean,
I'm not going to be watching Fast and the Furious on my controller, but still, really weird.
Someone's gonna try to get Doom running on that thing. Watch.
I'm sure they are, and I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna make a video being like, Doom breaks into my controller.
I will say there are people who look at those expensive controllers and they're like, I wouldn't mind having those back buttons, but I don't want to buy a $200 controller. For the Elite Series 2 is $180, I think, but like $30 and it plugs into the back, and I already that's not a bad deal. I think I need to see how it actually feels though in practice. I'm going to get one and check it out, see if it has that first party feel. Sony doesn't even really do controllers like that. They do their PS4 controller and everything, all the accessories and stuff other companies do. So it was interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to get it. But I'll be honest, if I wasn't going to be making a video on it, there's no way I'd buy something like this. It's so specific.
I mean, I have the Astros C40 now, which is the Astros like $200 controller, and that has back buttons, but I actually don't like the way that one feels as much. So I'm at least interested enough to check it out. I'm curious how it'll affect battery life, if at all. I assume it will, but that'll be interesting to see. What were you saying, Jordan?
So it has a screen.
Yeah, I mean, I think people are saying, "Oh, it's OLED; it won't use as much bat." It should use something. Like,
does it run for free?
Somewhat noticeable. Yeah,
dude. I didn't even think about the battery life, because remember that was a problem for a while. Maybe people forgot, but that first like year and a half, PlayStation 4 controllers were dying fast. They had to release that patch where you could turn your brightness down, because your controller seems to be like a spotlight at all times. So it's like, why would I want that on? I don't need to light up my room.
I know now the newer controllers get like 8 to 10 hours of battery life, so it's become better with more releases of the controller, but it's still not like the Xbox Series 2 controller just released gets 40 hours. The Switch Pro controller gets 40 hours. It's like, I think we're to that point now where we expect very good battery life out of our controllers.
I think mine. I have the newest PlayStation 4 controller by Sony. I think mine is close to 20, but I play at minimum brightness and I turn Rumble off. So it's definitely like it's.
You turned Rumble off?
Yeah, I don't know why.
How do you know if something crazy in the game is happening?
Dude, I don't know why I hate Rumble now. The last couple of years, I really hate Rumble.
You're not a Rumbler?
Starts shaking. He's like, ah!
I'm not really either, to be honest.
You're not a Rumbler as well. What is this?
The thing is, I play so many horror games, and every horror game now loves to put like your heartbeat in the controller or something. And a lot of times I'll be like eating, honestly, here's something weird. I eat cans of beans. I eat cans of beans while I play games because I'm a weirdo. And so I'll be setting my my controller down, and it'll be shaking while I'm trying to eat my beans.
What kind of bean? Are we talking baked beans or green beans?
just literally refried. I eat these vegetarian refried beans by the can. They're like 80 cents.
Protein.
It's good protein.
So I don't mind the HD Rumble. I think the HD Rumble is Rumble I'm okay with. But if you ask most people who play Halo or first person shooters a lot, they just turn off Rumble because they don't want it to affect their aim. because when you shoot in one of those games, it'll rumble really badly, and it's not like an HD rumble, like where it can be a little less like violent. So it can actually kind of mess with you a little bit when you're trying to aim. And since then, this was back on Halo 3 where I started turning the rumble off completely. And a lot of times I'll play on these games and I'll turn them off. The Switch HD rumble actually got me to keep it on now because it does have some functionality, but until next generation when they do that, because they will, and then I'll probably have it back on. But even probably for more competitive stuff like Halo Infinite, I'll probably just leave rumble off. But when we get like a bigger game, like maybe a Fable or some, or even a racing game, because they said like with racing games, I think they're playing Dirt or something on that Wired article. They said that they left it on and they could actually feel the road kind of texture, the bumpiness a bit better through the controller. So at that point, I'll probably leave it on. But now, because of how violent the rumble is in like any of these controllers, I just leave it off. So
that's interesting, because with the Switch, like I know in Splatoon, there are a couple of viewers who are hard of hearing and or don't have hearing, and they kind of rely on the rumble of the Switch controllers for gameplay in Splatoon, because it's, you know, like it actually responds to the environment. So it's like a lot of people who don't have volume that they play with the game, they use the rumble because it's so responsive. But if it's just shaking, like I totally understand that.
It was messing with me at times when because like if you're playing Halo and you need to have, for like Halo 3 you have the BR and you have to make sure it's dead on where you can get rid of somebody in 4 shots to head straight up. If you miss one of those, you're in trouble. And some of the like, because we were getting up to like max rank in ranked mode, like level 50, and it was like if you don't hit all 4, you're probably not gonna live through that encounter. So it was,
I gotcha.
Shut off the rumble, get the sensitivity all figured out ahead of time and all that. But so I'll check. I'm excited that everything's going to these haptic feedback motors. This will be, I think, much better in general. So and that battery life probably better from it too. So but let me go over. Evan, we have another Discord question there, man.
What will be worse, Atari VCS or Stadia?
LOL.
What was that?
VCS.
Atari VCS or Stadia? What's worse?
No.
Or what will be worse?
Oh, what's worse? What's worse? Yeah, VCS is triple the cost, and let's face it, I still 100%. I don't think we're ever going to see the VCS. I don't think
they're getting it to me, man. Come on,
one of them shipped and the other one won't ship. I mean, that's really the reality of it.
They said they sent me pictures that were completely legit and didn't have a bunch of randomness around it. they had like their systems in like bins, and I'm like, I guess that's my system. I guess they apparently it's getting shipped out to me. That's gonna be an amazing day when that actually shows up at my house. I can't wait for that video.
Can't wait for new Atari game.
Dude. Oh my gosh.
So you play Tempest on it.
I hope we get ET2 finally.
That'd be good. Have y'all seen, by the way, those super long and super cringy Stadia commercials that are all over YouTube now? Have you been watching those?
Yeah, we watched the Game Awards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were like 10 of
so
them.
There's more. Yeah, there's more of them. Yeah, and I think I've watched 5 of them now, and they're so long and so weird. Like they just go on and on and on. Like, because they don't show games really. It's just literally like 2 guys be like, "How do you feel about the future?" It's like, okay, but show me a controller or something.
So I am gonna.
How do you do, fellow kids?
How do you do? Hello, fellow gamers. I am here for the control.
So I think I'm just about done my Stadia video for it, going over it. And I will give Stadia a little bit of credit. They have been working on it a bit. Like you don't have to go into your phone to buy the games anymore. You can do it off the system.
Ooh, good.
We're going to go into this in a minute because this is the next topic, but they did add achievements even. And they've actually been working on the back end a bit for navigating and stuff, but their pricing is still off, their ownership stuff still, they have a lot of work to still do. And they bought a studio the other day, so I mean they're trying, I guess, but how long will Stadia last?
Poor studio.
No, they're dead. They're dead until they actually change. They need to make it to where you can play the games offline, you can download.
That's a good point. Yeah.
If they don't do that, this thing is dead, because this hype for Stadia is there's none. There's zero. People
forgot about it already.
People
we
forgot
already skeptical. Yeah,
people aren't picking it up. I mean, I think even like Epic Game Store is doing better than what Stadia is doing at this point, man. Like that is a major problem. No matter how much achievement that make it to where you can buy stuff there, until they change that to where it's not that, because xCloud is going to come out and crush it. And people were more hyped for Xbox Series X. just like that announcement
that hurt Stadia bad.
Yeah, nobody's even, dude. I'm like, what? I was talking about. I made multiple videos on the Xbox Series X. Whereas Stadia, it's like I played it a couple times. I'm like, this is just not it. There is no reason to sit there and go into Stadia when you have so many better options in other places. I don't see the point of this thing outside of just it's there. Outside of it's just there.
I think the most interesting thing is, did you see? I'm trying to remember. Somebody was tweeting out there. They scanned the concurrent players of Destiny on each platform, and they saw that it was like 200,000 people are currently playing Destiny 2 on PC. Which, wow, what a healthy player base! Then it's like 150,000 were on PlayStation 4, like still really crazy. And then it was like 6,000 on Stadia, and then he scanned it again like 2 days later. It was like 3,000. I screenshotted all the things. I'm gonna do a video on it, but it's so interesting to see that what this really means is even the people who have bought the games are not playing them on Stadia now. Like literally, even the people who already paid the cost are not interested in it.
Yeah. And Nate, did you play Stadia at all since that Buddy Pass after like the first time?
I played Tomb Raider when they put that up as the like free game for the pro members.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people just aren't super excited to play it right now just because it's like these are games we've already played.
It's the games you've already played. The exclusive games on the platform aren't really anything that exciting, and they're priced high for something you don't own. So there's just no reason to really dive into Stadia right now. They need to have an actual exclusive game that looks exciting, that is actually you need to play to get people interested in the platform. Right now it's, I can play Destiny 2. Well, I could play Destiny 2 for the last 5 years. There's nothing new about the game playing it on Stadia. It's still Destiny 2. It's not like it has a unique selling point.
Yeah. They need to get to next year where they have it free to play, like where you buy a game and then you can play it. That's I think much more compelling for Stadia rather than make people pay monthly and sell them a kit and all this stuff.
I don't think they also, and I understand people are getting better internet access and stuff like that, but I still think most people are just gonna have like this ghetto internet that people got, these basic packages that people have, and people just aren't gonna be able to take advantage of all the teraflops that this thing can process or apparently put out.
But it's not even playing games better than the Xbox One X now.
That's what I'm saying. But even when it gets to the point to where it's like, like now you can play games, it's so much better. Like people aren't gonna have the bandwidth. Sometimes people can't even watch stuff in 720p 60 frames per second on Twitch. They're like, where's the lower quality options? Because my internet can't handle this streaming. That's why some people really like Twitch, because it has the multiple quality options. Because some people just don't have the internet for it. I mean, and this thing, they need to change it. Like I said before, they need to change it to where you have ownership. If they don't do that and adjust the prices, there's no point in having it. And Xbox Series X is going to come out next year, and the next PlayStation is going to come out, and this thing's really just going to be completely dead because they're going to be able to do streaming stuff too, right? They already got, there's PlayStation Now, there's xCloud, and this thing. I think Google even set somewhat of a loose time limit for this thing to see how this is going to work. I think Liam Robertson said that, or who was it? Was it you?
I saw MVG mention it to me.
Okay, MVG, you mentioned it. Okay. Yep.
It was like
2023. Yeah, they're basically investors. They're saying you got till 2023 to be number 2 streaming service. So you got to beat either Amazon or Microsoft to get there. I mean, that's a pretty hard sell.
But that's going to give their studios they've made like last year or at the beginning of this year enough time to make one big game.
Yep.
Like that's it. They're gonna have enough development time
or a bunch of small indie.
I mean, you might as well go big and just make one game that's big enough to set the world on fire. Like that's all you can really do.
Right.
Because by next year, the Xbox Series X will be out, right? And that's going to be more powerful than Stadia's own servers. So you might as well go big and do something crazy. I don't know. Let me go through some of these super chats here. Fishfan says RGT85 meat of the week.
I'm gonna have to go with I didn't have a deli meat this week. I ate a lot of chicken.
Okay.
Various forms of chicken cordon bleu, chicken in a chipotle. My grandma made it and she gave it to me. To bring home. Chicken in a burrito from Chipotle. So a lot of chicken this week.
Okay.
Chicken's the meat of the week.
A bit more culture this week. Very nice.
A little bit.
Just a little bit. Oh man. And then a fish fan asked Nanika Smitch thoughts.
I want one.
I know. Oh my gosh. You know what? I'm gonna try to get one too. I'm figuring it out, but I just want to, I just want to open it up and take a look at it.
Dude, if you find one, send me a link. Drop it in our secret chat. I gotta get one.
The bezels are so funny on that thing. It's like if you, I put a picture up on Twitter. The screen is tiny and the bezels are like inch wide. It's so funny.
I want to get it partially just because in my background I like to keep my like red switch box for the background of my videos. I kind of want to just have a really bad knockoff and see who's like, what is wrong with that in this background?
I just love that they turned the W upside down. That's great.
Hey, it's this year's Soldier Boy console.
Hey, it has 800 games.
800 games.
Yes. No, it's 800 games.
Hey, they got Mario right on the front there.
He's there. He said, "I'm here."
Oh man!
I tell you, the first time I saw a bootleg game console ever was like in the late 90s or early 2000s. I was at a flea market and they had a thing that looked like a PlayStation. It had a disc tray. It had like controllers and everything. And you sit down and start playing it, and it was Super Nintendo games. It didn't open. It was just a little emulator shell, and it was so weird to just sit down and be like, I'm gonna have to be arrested for sure.
It'd be like
Aaron Morris says start a GoFundMe for the Nintendo PlayStation. That would have to be a massive GoFundMe because I think that Nintendo PlayStation might go for at least $1 million at auction. It might hit that amount.
I don't think it will. I don't think it'll get that high.
You don't think so?
No.
They've been making the rounds, man. They've been going on a tour to build up the clout for that thing.
I think they've spent too much time going on tour building up clout for it. Where people are just sick of that thing. Like someone's just going to offer like 150 grand, and they're going to like, okay, we need the money.
Well, apparently he had a significant amount more than that offered to him straight up, and he turned it down. From what I'm seeing.
That's
the problem. I mean, I think it's going to get to the point where they're going to need the money fast, and they're just gonna kind of mess themselves up. I think.
Yeah, there's a lot of stories going around for it, so we just need to see it at auction.
1 million is too much. Like anybody who pays 1 million for that, you're crazy. Like why? Like I mean, I can say like
why not? If you got it, buy it.
Not 1 million.
I mean, Johnny Depp got sued a couple years ago by one of his accountants because he owns 44 houses that are worth like $370 million. Like some people with money are just stupid. So somebody might buy it.
That's true.
Rusty says, happy holidays, guys. Love the festive background RGTD5. Will any of you be getting the new Game Boy from Vapor 95?
What?
There's new Game Boy.
I'm sorry. Let me Google this. That sounds so freaking cool.
New Game Boy from Vapor 95.
Happy holidays with new Game Boy.
I know the one from Analog, and that looks awesome. But
I'm buying the Analog.
I'm on that one.
Yeah, I'm on Analog's Game Boy immediately.
Vapor 95. I'm on their website. This Vaporwave stuff.
They make clothes.
Okay. We'll look into that a bit more as we're going through here.
99% chance, hell yeah, I'm buying it. Whatever it is.
Evan's girlfriend says, best game for couples in love this Christmas.
Evan's girlfriend.
Have you guys heard of a little indie game called Panty Party?
Jordan.
There's a collector's edition you could get.
Hey, it's indie.
They're adding online multiplayer. I think they're adding online multiplayer to that game too.
Finally.
Nice.
Please tell me what the multiplayer would be. What is?
You can finally fully customize the floral patterns on your panties. It's fantastic.
Okay, we'll go with that.
Do we rate each other's panties? All right, we're stopping. I'm hitting the brakes.
There you go, Jordan. Max says, shout out to Jordan for hosting Splatoon 2 streams and for Misclick for crashing them. Was an honor playing alongside the queen of Splatoon.
Hey,
I am the queen of Splatoon. Thank you.
He is. They are.
They are.
It's good. Thanks for coming through and playing.
Elite fan said, bought the Zelda Hyrule Historia and creating a champion for Xmas for myself. Amazing books and would recommend them to any Zelda fan.
I second that.
PKG96 said, what's it? That would definitely demonetize the stream immediately.
I could read it really carefully.
They said fudge cancer.
That's fair. That's fair.
Oh,
it's a fair point. It's a valid argument.
That is a valid argument. Yes.
Yes.
Jordan's Uncle Tez says, I like your sweater, OJ.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. Oh yeah, OJ and Miss Click have the same sweaters. Very nice.
Well, mine's slightly better than Ms. Click's.
Wow. Okay.
Slightly better.
Mrs. Click.
I should be called Mrs. Click instead of Ms. Click. That's why everyone be getting mad at you. It's false representation. You should be Mrs. Click.
How can I? Never mind.
Off the market.
What about Mistress Click?
Tifa says, wishing you a Merry Christmas and stacked New Year. Just navigating these super chats, man. Christian says, question to Spawn Wave guy, is your YouTube channel now full-time job? Why did you quit your previous job? If you quit, I am new subscriber. Good job. It is actually full-time job. I don't know, I guess when you get to that point you can just stop working for someone else and work for yourself.
You mean when you
That's
never
the dream,
sleep?
right? That's
When
the
you
yeah,
never
right?
sleep,
Yeah.
right?
When you never sleep. That's the dream, right? Work for yourself. That's pretty much it.
Or you get fired and like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna just try this and see what happens.
That would do it.
I mean, who did that? I mean, I don't know who did that, but I mean,
I don't know who did that. OJ.
There's people who do that too, you know.
And then John Shirtless for Groats Syndrome where Plus said Warcraft 3 Reforged out January 28th.
I played the beta of that, by the way. They gave out beta keys at BlizzCon. It's really good. I mean, it's just Warcraft 3, but you know, I'm buying it.
Scott says, I've been playing Star Wars VR in a wheelchair. Which Star Wars VR game?
All right, there's a couple of them.
Battlefield thing, the VR mission. Battlefront.
Oh, I didn't even know they had that out. Okay.
So just like a lightsaber game?
I don't know. I'll have to check that out. Star Wars VR. I'll check that out, Scott. It's interesting. Zaire Miller says, what is your underrated game of the year? Mine is AI, the Somnium Files. It's a shame not a lot of people play it.
I actually thought about this the other day. It's got to be Ace Combat for me.
Yep. Ace Combat is a good one.
Yeah.
That one, no one talks about it now. It had a killer soundtrack. Yeah, definitely.
Dude, no one has played mine.
Came out the same week as either Resident Evil or Devil May Cry. I don't remember. But
yes, it got ran over.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was right around Resident Evil because I remember picking it up and no one talked about it at all, even after it came out right away. So.
No one talked about my game.
Ace Combat's a good one though. If somebody wants to check it out, that's where they mix some RPG elements in there with the flying, and it has a killer soundtrack.
People should check out Borderlands 3.
It's pretty a little hidden gem, yeah. Board like the edge of land. It's
like a border, like the borderland, yeah. Like
the
third.
Architect says, "I love you, RGT, cream of the crop."
Cream of the crop.
There you go. Jimmy says Mitch for SpawnCast before RG85 has to eat him.
I don't have to eat him. There will be a direct in the month of January. Do not fret.
That's gonna be interesting if there isn't. I want to see what happens.
I'm gonna have to eat a leaf off of him.
Oh, I thought you were gonna eat the whole, all of Mitch.
Consume the plant.
Yeah.
I thought Mitch was that raccoon in your backyard.
No, that's Ricky.
Okay, I was like, I thought you were about to eat a whole raccoon. I was like,
get up to date. Get to read the lore.
I don't know how many
watch the videos.
RGT has every week.
The Icarus says, what do you think Sakurai's next game will be after Smash Ultimate? After he gets a year vacation, would he revive an old Nintendo franchise or start making games for other platforms?
Who?
I think
after Sakurai does Smash Brothers, which is still he's gonna be working on it for a while. I think they're going to try to bring back Kid Icarus. That's just
that'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Kirby Air Ride 2.
That's Kirby. He doesn't work with Kirby anymore. I mean, that'd be cool if he went back, but that was part of the reason why he.
No, he works with Kirby. He's tight with Kirby.
He didn't want to do Kirby games anymore, and then he just got stuck doing Smash Brothers games.
I'd like to see him take another shot at Kid Icarus. That'd be cool. Like on the Switch, like away from the 3DS, right? Give him like the full extent of like.
I think there's going to be a Kid Icarus game on a Switch system in the future. Cool. I think there's going to be one. I would think that he'd want to probably.
He got a lot out of that 3DS, so I'd be really curious to see what he get out of the Switch with that. That'd be interesting. Patrick says, will Nintendo start from scratch with the online service with the next system, and we will have to wait for basic features and old games again? That's actually a question I had for our next topic, actually, Patrick, so we'll bring that up when we get into that. Art Attack said, Dreamcast guy, you should stream Space Channel 5.
Oh yeah, I saw some people dressed as Ooh La La. There's technically 3 versions of Space Channel 5, but I do own all of them, including the one that has Space Michael, where Michael Jackson shows up at the end and helps you beat the aliens. So maybe I will.
Based on a true story.
Okay.
He talks. It's really weird because I can't tell if it's really Michael Jackson or not, but he talks, and so it's like, "Hey, we can beat the aliens." It's like, whoa, this is weird.
Juice Man Vaughn says, John got me out here thinking about buying The Tourist. Any word on a physical? I haven't seen anything about a physical copy of it. I think it might just stay digital only, which is interesting because it's a very small game. So they can fit that on like the smallest Switch cartridge.
I personally think that there's probably going to be a physical later.
That'd be cool if they do.
Like a limited run physical.
I would agree. I would agree with that. And limited run always are looking for direction on what they should bring out next. So I would say it's coming at some point.
It's a good game though. I think more people should check it out. And if they do a physical, that'd be really cool because Shin does some good work. So
they were posting like before all the crazy eShop sale where everything's like 99 cents and all that. It was like up to like 8 on I think either the European or the US charts. So I know and their games usually do well over a long period of time. Not everybody just rushes out and buys them. Same thing happened with the Fast RMX. So that ended up doing over 100,000, and it got a physical and everything too. So I do think that they should have a physical for that at some point.
Okay. Rich Lockhart, no message. Thanks, Rich. Sokar says Stadia plus data caps. Boo. Yeah, really. I'll use it up pretty quick. And then Laser Discman says sad to see the end of Windows 7, the last good OS.
It died.
I don't know. Did they discontinue? Was it like discontinued officially now?
Yep.
Oh man, Windows 7 was legit too. I mean, Windows 10 has come a long way from what it was, but
I like 10. I like 10 a lot.
There's been some missteps.
It's better. I think it's better than 8.
Been some misclicks.
Well, it's definitely better than 8, but it's nowhere near where its 7 was. That's for sure.
Hey man, nothing. XP I think was like the top. That was the mountaintop.
Boo.
I liked XP. I don't know. XP was cool. That was fine. 7 was good though. But when did they announce that? Was that pretty recent?
Yeah, like a week ago maybe, or this week.
Man. Oh, there you go.
Ding.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. There's Sean's desktop. He got lucky there wasn't anything actually on there that would have got us demonetized.
Christmas background. What the hell happened?
Oh man. Okay, so let's move over to this next topic here. Stadia did get achievements, which was interesting. They did announce it beforehand though, so we knew that was going to happen. Just took them like a month to implement it and change some other stuff around. And then it brought up the conversation of Nintendo possibly doing achievements, like I guess system-wide achievements, because some games already have them, like Dragon Quest 11S, I believe, has achievements in it. OJ, if I'm thinking right.
Yeah.
Luigi Mansion 3 has achievements in them. I know Minecraft is like an Xbox Live thing, so that you know, Microsoft basically put achievements on the Switch at that point.
I think I noticed Cadence just randomly added some in too.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So with all these games already even kind of doing it, should Nintendo start looking towards doing just a system-wide achievement system at this point? Because I guess at this point we have Stadia, Microsoft, or Stadia, Xbox, and PlayStation already doing it too. Should they do something a bit different with their achievement system, like how Sony has like trophies? I don't really know what Nintendo would do with it, but something along those lines where they have their own. You do something in the game, it unlocks, and it's attached to your like profile overall going forward.
I mean, I pushed for it really hard. If somebody was watching my videos 2 years ago, I thought it was a bigger deal 2 years ago, but now that I've been playing my Switch for 2 years without them, it doesn't seem as vital. If they do it though, I think it'd be cool if they had like Nintendo levels and like every like 1,000 gamer score or whatever it leveled up, because I feel like Splatoon gamers and people who do every single Korok C, they would want to have like a little badge or something.
That's what Steam does too, is you'll level up as you get achievements on Steam.
Splatoon has its own kind of achievements and stuff. I mean, if they do it just game by game, like if that's an option, I think that's cool too. But
I used to care so much about achievements.
I've fallen off a little bit with achievements too. I used to be really into them on the 360 because that was super exciting back then, because they just introduced them and it was
it was new. It was new. It was there. But now when you get older and you just don't have as much time, I don't know about you guys, but seeing all these games that have such crappy achievement scores makes me go like OCD or something. Like it doesn't look good. Yeah, I can't stand that. I don't like it at all.
It's fun to me because obviously as we're older dudes, we play in like little short bursts sometimes. It's fun to randomly like pick up a game and just look at a random achievement where it's like reload your gun 100 times. And it's like, oh, I never achieved that. So I'll just sit there while I'm eating my cans of beans and just reload 100 times.
But
it was rumored at one point that they were going to work on it for the Wii U, if I'm thinking right, wasn't it?
No, it was rumored, but what they ended up doing was making an achievement system that was tied into Miiverse.
It was accomplishments or something.
Yeah,
right?
like accomplishments that was tied into Miiverse that you can automatically post. Once you get something, it automatically posts onto Miiverse, then people can look at it. So that's essentially what it ended up being. But for me, man, like, because I used to get like 1,000, 1,000, all the platinum, and ever since like I started like kind of falling and not having as much time, like all the games started to just be like I'm only at like 20% or I'm only at 15%. And it just looks horrible when somebody looks through your profile. So I'm like,
You're not a real gamer. You have a platinum.
I'm like, I think I'm good, bro. like, I think I'm good on that.
Yeah, a lot of games I'll beat and then kind of move on. But occasionally I'll go back and play. Like I really want to do more Jedi Fallen Order, but they gotta figure out the teleportation in that between meditation zones. But like depending on the games, I will actually go through and get as many achievements and trophies that I can. But sometimes I'm just like, I don't care enough to do that.
I do have a theory about this, and one of the reasons why I don't think they're thinking about doing it is because there's so many modded switches out there. It would be really easy just to hack achievements, and I think that really just messes it up for everyone. Yeah. So there's really no point doing it, is what I'm saying. And I think they probably feel the same way, that that's something they couldn't necessarily control with the like 2 million or something modded switches that are out there in the wild.
I think I'd be okay with it because it's an extra thing, and you can turn off the notification for it for like other systems. And to be honest, like the tone I think for achievements on the Xbox is still doesn't really get old, but you can turn off the notifications for it, so you don't even have to pay attention to them. But then I also look at Nintendo's online, and I'm like, they should probably get the basic features installed first before they go. Like if they showed up and they said, we got achievements.
Give us some themes for God's sake.
But you can't message your friends. Yeah. Well, that's like, whoa, okay.
Let me change the background.
That's my favorite thing is for anybody who doesn't own a PlayStation 4, there are certain PlayStation 4 games that if you platinum, which is getting every single trophy, it will unlock special themes. Like the best Bloodborne players have access to a special Bloodborne background. So I don't know. I think if we had that on the Switch.
That's a cool idea. Where you get
like
new
I don't have time though. Like that.
No, you will get time. All right.
But you'll probably have the coolest. You'll probably have like the coolest Splatoon background.
Yeah, exactly. What I was about to say. Do you want to be the Splat Queen? goddammit? You log in.
No, because they're gonna do randomness. Like you gotta play every single weapon and clear every single map with every single weapon, and I just don't have time for that.
Paint every square inch of every multiplayer map.
Something weapons.
Unlock the smelliest shoes. Like I always hate the achievements that don't make sense when you read it, where it's like, what is this supposed to mean?
It's in Death Stranding. Like when you first pee, it's like I couldn't hold it in achievement.
Yeah.
It was great. Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see if they try that, but I'm wondering if as Patrick brought up, if they we're almost in year 3. We're almost to 3 years in now to the Switch. That'll be March. And I thought about this and I was like, man, back when the Switch first came out and they just had 2 themes, I was like, they'll put something other than just light theme and dark theme, and that's still the same. And I thought about that, and I'm like, the online hasn't evolved a ton really. So I'm wondering if they're going to run out of time this generation and they do an entire new online for the next generation or something.
They're taking their time.
I mean, don't get me wrong. The fact that they released so many amazing games this year, I want them to keep doing that. Like that's priority for them. But let's get some themes on deck.
My 3DS got themes. Cool.
They should tie them even to the games. Like if you get a game, right? it's easy. Like if Breath of the Wild 2 comes out and they're like, hey, if you have it, check in the menu, it'll unlock a theme for your Switch or something. Like that just seems easy, doesn't it? Like
I believe the Gears of War games did something interesting, which is that if you played in platinum or got 1,000. Play in the next one, it would automatically have a bunch of cosmetic skins for your guns, and I always liked that because it made it where I was really hardcore into all the Gears of War games and played them all in order as they were coming out. So it's cool to like start day one and be like, that's right, be afraid of me, bitches.
Yeah, we still don't have I didn't realize that we still don't even have folders yet.
Oh yeah, someday.
That's interesting.
Folders, themes, messaging system, integrated voice chat,
yeah,
save file transfers.
That's all stuff that they should be thinking about more, but they're obviously they don't care, so they're not going to. I don't think they care, because if they cared, they would have done it, because they've already done it in previous systems.
Sure. That's true. That's a good point.
So they've already done baked in voice chat. It was on the DS, it was on the 3DS, and it was on the Wii U.
Virtual console.
They've already done messaging. They had messaging. They had messaging on the Wii U through Miiverse, and even through the 3DS. So if they cared about all this stuff, they would have done it. So I don't think they're gonna do it, at least in this this Switch current generation. Now, do I think that they're gonna do it maybe in the future? Some of it, but I don't know. I can't say if they're gonna do all of it. But
it's
some
interesting
of it,
because now I wonder if we go into the next generation, is it all going to restart again for the online, or are they going to just bring the same online over?
I think they're going to bring over like the games, like the Super Nintendo stuff. I think that stuff's going to carry over.
That makes sense.
I don't know about like how everything looks and all that, but I think the games will carry over.
It's interesting to think about that, but we'll see. How long do you think this generation is going to last? If we're 3 years, that halfway mark, 6-year generation?
I think so.
At the least.
Really?
I think we're about halfway there.
I think we may see it in the next year, 2 years. I honestly think we're gonna get a Switch Pro. I think we're gonna get some sort of in between thing.
Is that a next gen though? Are you talking like I'm talking like the next gen,
like with clean, like the clean break?
Okay, yeah. I think. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I guess I'm saying that I think we'll see some sort of Switch, but it'll still play Switch games. But I do think that we're gonna get like a super edition of the Switch.
What's the next gimmick?
Well, so 100%, I think we're going to have a Switch come out that has like better graphics. It just totally speculating. And I still 100% believe we will get a Switch that does not go portable. I think we'll get a console only Switch at some point.
Okay. That's interesting. Sure. Nate, did you want to speak on the online for a second? What you got there?
No, not really. I mean, it's Nintendo Online. If they want to do it, they'll do it. Ultimately, achievements are a nice secondary option. It's not a priority to Nintendo. If they are going to do it, they'll make it very Nintendo and unique in their own way. But as an option, it would be nice to see them there. They're not necessary, but I wouldn't take away the features from the people who would like to see achievements be implemented on the platform. But Nintendo's Online isn't pivotal to Nintendo. It's just a service to them. It's to play games online, messaging, all this other stuff. It's not a focus of theirs. Will we eventually see it? Maybe, but it's basically a moot point at
we have the right to ask for more at the fact that now we're paying for it.
Jordan's got a point there.
When it was free, we could let it slide. Now that we're paying for it,
you don't have to pay for it.
I know, but that's the other thing too. But unless you want to play online, but look at you compare all the other services and make you pay for online.
I don't pay for Xbox Live and I don't pay for PSN.
Well, you're just cheap. That's different.
No, it's not. It's just because I don't have. There's no games that I want to play on there for me to. So
if it doesn't say Nintendo, I don't want to play it.
Hey, look,
dude, it's $20 for online.
He's about to be rolling with Jedi Fallen Order, man.
I've been playing Control. That's on Xbox One X.
No, I mean, Jordan, yeah, you're right. Paying customers can ask for a better service. Absolutely.
Yeah, you can ask for a better service, but like, I'd want to see actual stats. When people say, "Oh, I want a messaging service," what's the last person you message on Xbox Live or PlayStation Network?
I message a lot of people on PlayStation.
I message on Steam all the time.
Yeah, I mostly play Steam, and my Steam list is huge.
I literally messaged Evan on Steam like an hour ago.
Wow.
We're kind of in that world where if I want to play Smash Brothers with OJ, I'll hop on Discord, I'll hop on Twitter, I'll text message him saying, "Hey, let's play some Smash Brothers." I don't need to go on my Switch and see he's playing Smash Brothers and say, "Hey, you want to play Smash Brothers?" Ideally, I just have a lobby system, which they have now that only one game actually uses, where I can just create these invite systems instead of actually, like, I'm not having conversations in text message format on my consoles anymore. Voice chat party systems is another thing, but just to text somebody, be like, "Hey, man." No, I got about 35,000 other devices in my room I can do that on.
The fastest way to reach, in terms of me for playing, the fastest way to reach me is Twitter. I'm not looking on my systems. Like, if you want to play an Xbox game against me, I'm not going to be on my Xbox and say, "Hey,
I'm having that overlay off.
I'm going to have my phone next to me. It's going to pop up, "Yo, I got a DM from John," or "I got a DM," and then that's how I'll know. I'm like, okay, but that's just me. Other people, it's completely different. But I know 10 years ago, or before the social media revolution, I was absolutely like, I need to have messaging and I need to have everything on there because we didn't have a better way. But now at this point, there's way better ways for me. But I know for everybody else, it's different. Not everybody has or is connected like that, But for me, it's a lot faster to reach me that way, like through Twitter or through DMs, like Discord, or probably just Twitter.
So I'll say, so my favorite thing, definitely the share button. Something I use way more than I ever thought I would is on PlayStation 4, you can like instantly send screenshots and clips. I use this pretty much every single week to send like screenshots to my friends of achievements, or like if I want to play, I will just send them a picture of me like in an empty arena or something as a joke or something. Like, I really wish we had that on Switch a lot. Like, it'd be cool if like I saw Miss Click was online but not playing a game. She was like on the dashboard. It'd be cool if I could just send her a screenshot of Splatoon 2 in town and just basically tell her, like, even if they don't ever and make a way where I can write something out like, yo ho, let's time to throw down or whatever the hell I would say. Splatoon street talk, you guys wouldn't understand. Yeah, I wish they had that. I wish they had that on Nintendo.
I wish I had friends.
I think messaging is the least of their concerns with their online service. That's the bottom of the barrel of features we have to worry about. Nintendo has a lot bigger issues on their online service that should be addressed. Messaging, like that's the thing people like to harp on. It's going to be a feature that's probably used by 5% once.
Yeah.
And then they'll forget that it's there. Most people are going to disable it because, I'm playing Splatoon. I don't need an idiot saying, hey, Nate, hey, Nate, hey, Nate. Want to play with me, Nate? No, I don't. Leave me the hell alone. Go away.
What's the feature you think more sharing features or
you need an invite system? You need you need an on-system voice chat.
Yes.
You need those type of features over something as
native voice
text
chat
message.
Scares me now.
I feel like for a lot of the old,
making up like a room on the system,
or even if it's a party chat where I'm playing Smash Bros, someone's playing Splatoon, someone's playing.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Something else. That's going to be more used than a text message based messaging service.
I definitely feel biased though. I mean, granted we're streamers, but I see some streamers like playing on Xbox and stuff and they can't like turning off the notifications. Like they can't even have them on, you know, and I'm not being like, I get so many notifications all the time. But I even remember when I first started converting my Switch friends list to subscribers only, to where it was like more punishment for them not to misbehave, was the fact that when you were friends with someone on the Switch, you can invite someone on the phone. And I had my friend list open to everybody and people were going off that, like literally invite after invite. My phone was just spammed for like a week straight. And eventually I had to clear it off. And I'm like, nah, dude, I'm so glad the Switch doesn't have it. I like it nice, clean and simple. I'm not going to complain.
it's different. I mean, because for us, it's a little bit different since we do have communities.
Right. Like I said, I'm biased.
Yeah,
yes.
You know, but I can get it for like the people that, you know, that just aren't as connected and don't. I mean, some people still don't have good smartphones and just not connected and don't have people on Twitter or online all the time. So sometimes they might be on their system more than on their computers or PCs or whatever. So I get it for them. And I think that
it's understandable.
Yeah, it's absolutely understandable. I think Nintendo should definitely add it. But like Nate was saying, like, I don't think they care because they've had it before and they haven't done it. So I just don't think they care. But like I said before, I mean, if it's not good, then don't pay for it. I mean, don't pay for something you don't like. See, I complain about like, you know, like, well, there's not anything for me to play on PS4 and Xbox One online that I like. I don't pay for it. I don't go out and pay for it though, you know? So I complain about the service saying that it costs too much of this and that, but then I don't go out there and pay for it. So if you don't like it, then don't pay for it. There's plenty of other services that you can pay for and get whatever you want, you know, and play online. That's my opinion, at least.
What do we have another Discord question, Evan?
Kinda. I mean, these are weird. What's the worst laptop you've ever used for work or school?
Lol.
You saw it in the video the other day.
That's a good laptop.
Yeah, that's a good laptop.
I had a netbook from like when I first.
It's always the
out.
netbooks, man. It's always these netbooks.
This is about to be an RGT story. Did it like light on fire at some point?
So I went to Sonic with it and traded it for.
I was doing cocaine off this laptop I found in an alley.
No, I mean it wasn't bad. Like it did basic stuff, but I mean it was just so poorly made. Like a bunch of the buttons fell off, and like the mouse pad stopped working, so I had to get an external mouse. But I think I paid like $150 to $200 for it new, so like I didn't care.
It was just terrible. I mean, the one I got recently, that one was pretty bad, but that one was like $90, so it's like you expect, I guess, out of it.
Yeah.
Back in the day, I used a computer that somebody gave me, and it had a 10 gigabytes of free storage, and I couldn't get more. So whenever I was trying to like do stuff on it for like school or trying to play games, or whatever, I would always have to delete something to put something on it. I would literally, if I was gonna like watch a video about Halo, I would have to like download the video, watch it, and then delete it to like watch the next video. It was so aggravating. It was. This is like the AOL Instant Messenger era, though. So obviously,
we have another Discord question, Evan.
This person, I guess, isn't going to be around to watch today, but he was asking Jordan his early thoughts on the Sonic the Hedgehog. I guess maybe.
On the what? The movie?
On the movie. Yeah,
it just says on movie. Sonic the Hedgehog, but I'm guessing it's because you don't want to tell people your opinion.
Well, he has thoughts about Sonic the Hedgehog.
Listen, I can confirm I do have thoughts about Sonic.
Good.
Okay. All right.
True.
This is true.
quick
also
if accurate.
that as well.
Okay, all right, there you go. Do we have another Discord question, Evan?
Last
Before I get
one,
through some super
I
chats?
guess. Who else is hyped for Man Standing on Steam? I have no idea what that game is.
I don't know what that is either. I've never heard of that.
Yeah,
Is that like the witch game where you stand on the witches?
maybe.
Except it's
Hey,
just not a witch this time.
Wait for footage until you.
Wait for footage. Okay.
Bro, I'm just picturing it by
Wait for footage.
This game looks weird as hell, dude. I'm watching it right now, and it's like people like it's like dudes dancing and getting shot, like carrying like a big old like Death Stranding refrigerator on his backpack or like on his back or something like that. And there's like a floating rocket launcher, and like this is a weird old game. Like it looks like it at least.
Let me go over
Okay,
to
it's
some.
designed by Hideko Kojimbo, so it's clearly from.
Let's go over to some of these super chats, then we'll go into the Series X topic. This is from Adendora saying, "What's everyone getting for the Switch Steam summer sale, winter sale? Sorry, winter
Yeah,
sale.
summer
Switch /
sale,
Steam
that's-
winter sale." Yes.
I'm getting Grease, GRIS. I haven't bought that yet. It's a little indie game. It won Indie Game of the Year, or what was it? Breakout Innovative Game. What was it at the Game Awards? It was something like that.
Games for Impact or something.
Games for Impact. Yeah, thank you, OJ. And a friend of mine actually beat it and said that it's great. Apparently, the whole thing is like basically it's like a giant story of like a person fighting their literal inner demons, and the whole thing looks like a painting. Super cool. Apparently, it's like 2 hours, and it's super cheap right now. I think it's like $6. So I'm gonna buy it.
Okay. Yeah, I was looking at some stuff on. There's some good deals on Steam.
Yeah, I picked up some stuff I was looking at for a while.
What'd you grab? Anything good?
Hunt Showdown, Deep Rock
Oh, you keep
Galactic,
talking about that one.
and I picked up another story game from Daedalic called Silence.
Okay. Yeah, you kept talking about Hunt.
Oh, Silence is good. That's a good point and click game.
I'm
Good
a
story.
little bit into it. It's pretty awesome.
I was hoping Disco Elysium would have gone on a better sale, but I was looking at that again. I was thinking about it because it got so like the Game Awards and everything for it. People were really talking that one up. So
I got Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune.
Whoa.
Wow, nice.
It was under 20. It was under $20 for the two of them. I think it was like 17.
Hey man.
Ballin'.
Oh man.
I think it was like 30 for all three of mine.
Kiro says, "What do you think if Nintendo called them medals?"
I love that. I think I don't know. It stands
Sounds like a
apart.
thing they do.
Or seals, like the sealed approval.
That's what the Miiverse thing. It was like literally like a medal with.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I feel like if they do it, they'll do it in some weird different way or something. Maybe that's what they're trying to figure out. I don't know. If they're gonna do it, they're like, it can't be exactly the same, because they'll do Nintendo stuff with it. That's the only thing I can think of.
There'll be big doinks, and you smoke big doinks.
Christian said, "Playing Jedi Outcast, so fun. Thank you for the recommendation, John. Yes, it is a good game. Jedi Outcast is good. Jedi Outcast is good. Nate, you hear this?
No, it's not.
Hey, they said it. All right.
Sean agrees with me.
Christian said this. Jedi Outcast. If you like Jedi Outcast, check out the new one as well. Fallen Order. Valu says, messaging friends on Switch will probably never happen because of the stuff people did on Swap Note 3DS.
That's true.
Wait, what about you got Picto chat too?
Dude,
Remember that shit?
Yeah,
Picto.
Pico
de Gallo chat.
We found our Tekken moment.
I think I meant this. I used
We have a new
to.
Michelle Rodriguez here, everyone.
I used to sit outside the GameStop. I'd sit in the food court outside the GameStop with my DS, and then have like a Picto chat where you could draw, and they'd have like the demo one, and I would draw terrible things, like I'd draw like dudes sucking dick and stuff like that, and put it and just make the.
No, I mean, we used to do that shit too. Like you go to the mall or something.
No, I didn't know. One time I didn't do that shit. Hold on.
I'm talking about me and my buddy, because I remember we both got DSs at like the same time, went out to eat with his family.
That was your first thought. Was like, this is what we can do now.
Yeah, like it was funny. Like we were at a Mexican restaurant. I remember we're eating food and we're just drawing like penises back and forth to each other.
Yeah,
just laughing. His dad was like, "The fuck are you guys doing?" And we're like, "Nothing, sir."
This is a wholesome family Christmas episode. I hope you guys are enjoying out
The
there.
only thing I ever saw done with a DS with Picto chat, at least in school, was a kid was using it in a math class. He was talking to a kid in the library to try to like cheat on an exam.
Mm-hmm.
The teacher came over. He's like, "What is this?" He's like, "It's a calculator." He's like, "What?" She's like, "Calculate 4 times 2." And then the kid would respond like 12. He's like, "No, recalculate." And they kept fucking around with like the math solutions. The teacher was like, "What do you think I am, an idiot?" Like a handwritten calculator.
That's peak though, Chad. I know what that is.
Oh man.
We used it in school too, though.
I would just color the whole thing in and make it just a whole black bar as it would go up. That's all I did on Pick That.
It was in college though, because I remember one day
that's right. You're old.
Yeah, well, I skipped all my classes and I played Super Mario 64 DS like in the little common area that they had at community college.
Matthew Hammond says, asks, will Switch 2 have 2 screens to support DS, 3DS, and VR?
No.
Yes.
No.
How would they make that work on the TV though? That'd be the only thing. Like if it had 2 screens.
That's just a nightmare. That's like,
hey, maybe they go
to the DS and 3DS and all that. Those systems are done. They're not even not even making those games. Like they're not even making that.
They just call the next system the Nintendo Triforce, and it's 2 screens in your hand, 1 screen in your TV. Boom, there you go.
Okay.
6 minutes of battery life, it instantly goes dead. You turn it on and low battery.
It doesn't come with the charger though.
Yeah.
Let's go back and revisit. We kind of talked about this before a bit, but when Xbox Series X was announced, but Microsoft clarified that the next generation system is just called the Xbox.
I thought that was pretty obvious.
Like that's it. I kind of thought that too. The way they have Xbox and then Series X, but people were still unsure. They thought it was just literally the next generation was Xbox Series X.
I did. I'll be honest. I thought that it was going to be called. I thought that they were going to get rid of the Xbox part, and I thought it was going to be called Series X, and we'd have like the XL and the XR or something. But
so they're just saying they went Xbox, and they went Xbox 360, then they went Xbox One, and now they're just back to Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
That's the idea.
Mm-hmm.
Does that seem confusing to do that on a consumer level?
Who cares?
I think that this is going to be this might just be the end of them having like new generations, right? It's just been like whenever the new model's out, this is what it's the series this, and they're just going to go from there because this is only, from what we understand, right, twice as strong as the Xbox One X. It's not a huge massive leap from the Xbox One X. It's just it's double.
I mean that's pretty huge. I think that's 4 or 8 times stronger than the default Xbox.
It is, but what I'm saying is like that's what they released. Like generally over the course of the whole generation was just slightly better and better models. What's the point of starting all over again and everything when you can just release the new model and bam, people can just play that, and it could probably be cheaper for them going forward doing it that way than starting over each time. That's why I love what they're doing with the Series X, because all of your stuff that was on the Xbox, like the Xbox One, it's all there, And that's, to me, that's like the best thing about the system is the fact that you don't got to start all over with everything. And I think that Nintendo and Sony should definitely do that. Like nobody likes starting over with everything, right? I mean, carrying over all your games, that's dope. So that's what I love about this.
That's the point that's been brought up a lot, is people think it'll be that confusing at store level. I've been thinking about more. I don't think it will be either.
Yeah, because I mean
claim that.
Plus the OG Xbox, right? I mean, it's confusing to the OG Xbox, which is a 17 or 18-year-old system. So I mean, we're way past that point now where people get confused anymore. I think it's fine.
Well, I think also I think people are talking about like the Xbox One X versus the Series X. I mean they're going to get rid of the S, and the X will be cycled out probably a year maybe after the Series X is out. Those will be out of stores.
Yeah, I'd say 12 months.
We'll get to the point where there'll just be a Series X and a Series S, and like that's it. There won't be anything else to buy at retail really. So
yeah, I think it's not as confusing if you don't have like multiple SKUs out at the same time. You know,
like I mean, the parents will walk in, right, and they'll say,
what's the newest one?
Click, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or they'll do what a lot of parents do back when I worked at retail too, is just give me one of these. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And the Xbox Series X looks completely different than the Xbox One X. It stands up. It's going to be standing up tall, so it looks.
They're like, I need the fat Xbox. Where's the fatties? I get the fat from the back.
I think people are also forgetting, aside from just like everyone being so ingrained with technology and up to date on all this kind of stuff, parents are aware at this point, and especially now as compared to maybe 10-15 years ago, for the generation where parents are going to be buying kids stuff, they're around, our age, or a little older. They know
You
this
stole
stuff.
what I was gonna say. I had this.
But Jordan, everyone on Twitter thinks adults just walk into the electronics store and say,
adults-
"I want an
adults
Xbox."
are-
Well, which one do you want?
Adults aren't
The
our parents or our
Xbox.
parents' parents anymore, right? They're hip. They're around our age. I have friends that have kids who are like 5 or 6 now, and they're gonna be buying stuff, and they know what's up.
My daughter's turning 8 next year, man.
Yeah,
So-
and do you know what an Xbox Series X and
I
an
have
Xbox
no
One X
idea.
are?
I got no idea.
You're just a clueless old parent. I don't know. I'll get the new one.
I mean, it's. I think it's to the point where as long as the marketing is just decent enough, they should be able to figure that. Although I will say the PS5 is much more straightforward. It's like it's 1 through 2, 3, 4. Now we're on 5. It's
Well,
like,
they can't venture away from that without being.
Well, they could have. It would have been a bad move had they called PlayStation 5. If they just tried to call that the PlayStation, that would not have worked.
Yeah, that would be bad. I mean, it makes sense for Sony though. Sony always does things very clean and very cut, and they expect a certain level, and their fans expect a certain product in terms of like the naming and the look, and that's what they get, and that's why they've always had so much success along with their their games and everything like that. So.
Yeah, so I think it'll be pretty straightforward. I don't think it'll be that confusing at retail, but we'll see.
So it said, "I want the original Xbox Series XS all digital Gears 6 edition, please."
It's gonna happen.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, exactly.
Now we're talking.
I like these ones.
Oh man, let's move our. Evan, do we have any more Discord questions?
Now we're clear on those, man.
We're good. Okay, we're clear on that. Let me move over as we go into 2020, since we will have a podcast obviously next weekend, and we'll still be in 2019, but we gotta start thinking about 2020 soon, obviously. So we gotta start thinking about the different companies in 2020, and that includes obviously Nintendo possibly coming up. Sean, you were even thinking with a direct in January, so you don't have to eat Mitch then.
Yes, I think it's a foregone conclusion.
So we have Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft. I'm not really gonna bring up Google Stadia right now, or even Atari VCS.
Are we gonna keep Stadia in the conversation?
I mean,
is it something we legitimately have to keep in the conversation?
No, I don't think so, because there's no first-party games to make it attractive.
Right.
It's just third-party games, and they're not third-party exclusive games.
Oh my God! Holy! Do you know what just hit me?
What?
There are more games that came out for the Dreamcast this year, more exclusives that came out for the Sega Dreamcast than Google Stadia.
Oh man,
Is that a verified fact?
how many
Even
games
the-
came out for?
There's
Even
like
the
six.
Genesis.
There's like 6 or 7 new Dreamcast games this
Oh
year.
no.
The Genesis got a couple as well.
Yeah.
Who's out here making these games?
NES did as well. I mean, if it gets one game, it's surpassed it.
Oh man. So we go into next year with these 3 companies. 2 of them are launching systems at the end.
Wii had more games this year.
Just Dance.
Oh man. So we know that 2 of the 3 companies are gonna have new systems at least, with the PS5 and the next Xbox. I guess just Xbox. Okay, the next Xbox, and Nintendo. I guess will have to kick things off in January, because what do they have now? They have Xenoblade, they have Animal Crossing, and they have Tokyo Mirage Sessions, right?
And well, I don't know when No More Heroes is coming.
No More Heroes, yeah. I mean, they did at least say 2020, I guess, at the Game Awards. They showed that too. So direct in January.
Yep.
Sure. Yes, yay, nay.
Yes.
I'm gonna say yes.
February.
It fell to February before.
I went back and looked at the past 8 years, and there's been a number of February directs.
It's true.
Sean might be
It's
eating
true.
Mitch.
Unless they drop a random trailer, that's not unheard of either.
What do we define as a direct for Sean to eat the cactus?
I let's say it has to be an actual it has to be an actual
Can it be a
presentation.
cactus?
It has to be a streamed, I'll say a streamed or pre-built presentation. Tweets don't count. I don't care how many trailers drop in a day. It's got to be a direct, or else you're consuming the
And
cactus.
not an indie world.
It's not a cactus.
Can it be a cactus?
What about a mini direct? What if it was a mini direct? Because they did that in 2018.
that's a good point.
Mini direct.
But it needs half a leaf.
I think it still counts because they
if it's a
would
direct in title.
Yeah, because they would announce a bigger title there or something, right?
So as long as it has direct in the word and the title, Sean doesn't have to eat the leaf.
That mini direct showed off Mario Tennis Aces for the first time, so it could have something big in there.
I'm trying to get these particulars straightened out, because as we know, all fighters from the Smash Brothers fighter have to be released by February 2020.
February is the direct.
Depending on the release timing of that character, if
it's February 1st.
Favors January direct. If it's late February, then the odds are higher that we get something in early February for a direct that would have the next Smash fighter.
No, they dropped that.
I mean, also wouldn't be unheard of to have a Nintendo Direct and then have a separate Smash character direct, because they've done that like multiple times.
Yeah, they've done that. Joker. There wasn't even that.
Hero, Terry. Yeah.
Maybe just to be safe, go ahead and Google which deli meat of the week goes well with leads.
So we think there's some sort of direct there, and then Microsoft. There were rumors that they would have actually another event ahead of E3 in March or April.
Whoa. Sony's going to have theirs in February.
Yeah, I'm going down the listings that I have here.
Gotcha.
I had Nintendo, Microsoft, then Sony. And Microsoft, apparently there's rumors that they would have one in March or April. Ooh. And I don't know if they would announce more games there or they'd have a price. I feel like the price and release date would be an E3 announcement. Personally, I don't know if they would do that at their own thing.
I think they're going to hold that price back as long as they can.
Do you think they're going to drop 6?
No, it's going to be $4.99.
It's going to be 5.
They'll make it 5.
Yeah,
it can't be. Somehow. It can't be 6. It can't be 6.
No,
right?
That's a number that the industry is too afraid to go to now.
And you think that other one's 4? Or you think it's 3? The S?
I think it's 3.
Oh man, if they have a $300 system, ooh.
I think because every time I think of Microsoft, I know that they've been wanting to really put stuff out there.
The thing about the Lockhart is we don't know jack about it right now. I mean, we've heard 4 teraflops, but that's all we really know, and a diskless system. So until we really know more, it's hard to know what price we can put on.
And then Sony, we think, is going to have some sort of event in February. That's what we're kind of thinking now. It's February. That's what they did with the PS4. It was like right at the end of February, I thought, and they showed off. They talked about all the technical aspects to it. Although it's kind of similar to what they did in the Wired article, where they talked about a lot of that stuff, if you think about it. But they did show some demonstrations in February, and I feel like they might want to do that again now going into E3, because E3, I assume both companies are showing up with prices and release dates, and they'll probably release within like a week of each other in November.
Sony skips E3 again.
Yes.
Well, see, I think Sony's going to be at E3, and honestly, I think the whole point of the February mythical presentation is I think they're going to walk out on stage and they're going to show us a box and they're going to show us a controller. I feel like gamers just want to see that this thing's real and then have like 8 months to get hyped and pre. That
is actually a good question. Are all 3 companies going to be at E3 this year?
I think 100%.
Yeah,
I think all 3.
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay, because obviously Nintendo and Microsoft seem to want to go, I assume, this year, but Sony was the question mark, I think, going into the next year. So we think they're going to be there, because Nate, you even brought up, does Sony actually have to go to E3? That was something you brought up.
At this point last year, they had already pulled out of E3 2019. So the fact that they haven't said they're not attending, nor have they said they are attending, it's still, I think people are leaning to the side that they will be at E3. But I mean, it kind of goes back to the main point that E3 itself is obsolete. None of the companies need E3. So Sony could still go the route of, we're in late May, we're having a dedicated event where we're inviting media and influencers to our campus. We are going to have gameplay, live demonstrations, hands-on opportunities. We're going to have basically a Nintendo Direct type of event or PSX event where we're going to give all those details. They don't need E3 to do anything for the launch of the system. The only benefit it would be is that it is an industry-wide event. You will get more eyes. You would have more developers, publishers, etc., all there. So E3 is something that could go in their favor, but
go on like a big promotional campaign, essentially, with E3 as one of the stops, basically, throughout the year.
More or less. So maybe if they do have the event in February, that is when they kind of have to commit that they are going to have an E3 presence.
Okay, because I assume they're going to hit all the stops. Like they'll be at all the the PAXs, they'll be at Tokyo Game Show. They'll do all this stuff, I assume, next year with the big push towards the release. That'll be interesting to see. But the PS5 one system 500, is that what everyone's pretty much leaning on now at this point too? So they'll have one system at 5, and Microsoft will have 2, with one being cheaper and their big one being 5 as well.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't know. Something tells me that Sony will, if they do have that, they will adjust and they will try to do something to where they bring out a cheaper one, because I mean 500 has never been a price point for a system to do well. Like I've never seen it. Like there's always had to be some type of discount or something's happened. Even like when the PS3 first launched, right? I mean, like there's never been a system that's been like that. I mean, even like that.
They do a really cool bundle.
Yeah, I mean, maybe if there's a bundle, but even like you got to think about it for us. Like obviously, core gamers, yeah, we're all excited, but for I'm telling you, man, for a lot of people out there, that is that's just
500, but it comes with the VR.
Well, so I've actually made a video specifically about it being $500, and I've had a lot of feedback from it. A lot of people saying that $500 isn't as much as it used to be. The main thing people have said to me is, gamers are older now. Gamers have been working longer. Like $500 is still a big chunk of change. That's still the most a lot of us have ever paid for a console. But it's also one of those things of it's more affordable. So I still don't like the idea of a $500 console, but they may be able to throw it out there. Yeah, someone just said like, what's a phone cost? Yeah, a lot of people are spending like $600,
$800 but you're paying monthly though. That's different.
Yeah, you can pay those off monthly. Phones are important. You need them to make calls. So I mean, video games aren't as much, you know. So phones are important. No, but I get that. But I mean, if you're looking at it, what Xbox One X, PlayStation 4 Pro, those are out. What those systems get smoked by the regular base, like the Xbox One S.
It's just cheaper, and
it's just cheaper. If that was the case, then everyone would just be buying the more expensive. But everyone buys the cheaper ones. Even when they're available.
They definitely need to show up with a game, I think, better than something like Godfall that we saw to help sell the system.
Well, they're gonna have the Blue Point.
That's what we were going to get to, because I assume both systems are going to have some sort of game to show on it when they actually show the system running, you know, and I assume with a live presentation and all that. So Blue Point,
I struggle with the. I mean, I understand what OJ is saying about $500 is expensive, and it seems like they're pricing themselves out of the market. But the thing is, the bill of materials is the part I always just struggle with, because from what we've heard, there is a lot packed into these systems, right? And when I think about the individual cost of everything, they're going to take a heavy loss on this stuff, you know. And sure, you take a loss on console sold, right? That's not a new thing, but it seems like they're taking a massive loss on these systems now.
Right. See, that's something I've thought about especially with the Series X after the reveal, is the bill of materials. And I think we're returning to the days of the 360 PS3, where these companies are willing to take a hit. The PS4 and the Xbox One were profitable day one. PS3 cost Sony billions. They actually eradicated their entire PS2 reserves of profit due to the PS3's failures. And Microsoft lost substantial money due to the Red Ring of Death.
The PS4 was surprisingly profitable for them with what it was at the time.
They used a lot of off-the-shelf parts that was and now they're going with new technology. It's a little more pricey. Each company is going to take a hit of some kind. I mean, Microsoft Lockhart is obviously that low-end solution, and they're going to have a good return on investment with Lockhart. And that's where we're going to probably see the Series X maybe cost Microsoft $100, where they'll lose, but they're going to make it up with accessories, software,
all that,
Game Pass, xCloud, all these subscription services. And that's where they're going to balance out. And I think even Sony is going to take a hit. And I see the PS5 coming in closer. I see Sony actually trying to hit $399.
Oh, that would be something else if they did that.
100%. I think there's probably a board meeting every day trying to do that, because if they manage to be $399, they're going to dominate.
So here's my thing with that. Okay. Let's say they've decided last year or something. They're like, you know what? We're not going to be able to make the system stronger than what Microsoft's going to make their Series X, and they're going to probably have that at 500. We'll come in a little lower and we'll make it 400, because we're to the point where returns, diminishing returns. We can price it lower. Maybe it comes in at 10 teraflops, or maybe even a little less than that even. But it's significantly more powerful than the original X or the PS4 and the Xbox One. And it'll have the SSD and all this stuff around it to enhance the experience, to where people might not even care as much. Maybe that's their strategy.
Which I think would be a good strategy.
Yeah. I mean, we get to a point, right, where it's like 10 teraflops and like, oh, okay, it's pretty strong.
And I also think There was definitely a hurdle when it came from PlayStation 3 to PlayStation 4 that a lot of people sort of forget now, but PlayStation 3 really sold a lot. In that last 2 years, PlayStation 3 really freaking took off. A lot of people picked it up. A lot of people picked up a ton of games. And when they realized that the PlayStation 4 was not backwards compatible at all, a lot of people were kind of like, that I have this huge catalog that it's just obsolete. So the fact that everybody owns so many PlayStation 4 games, and I think they've already said that it's going to be able to all be playable on the PS5, I think that'll help its like price point. A lot of people will trade in PS4s.
Yeah, that's a good point. If it comes out and they're like it's fully backwards compatible with PS4 games, which we assume it will be, I think it'll be much easier for people to make the transition over because they won't feel like they just bought Ghost of Tsushima and now they got to move on from it immediately. You know, I like that idea. Yeah,
they're gonna do like have y'all seen those Xbox? They sell those Xbox 360 games at Walmart. The backwards compatibility ones actually say on the cover of the box Xbox One and Xbox. Yeah, there's one. Yeah, there's one right. That's the thing I heard about.
They have that for Kingdoms of Amalur. I just picked that up for $6.
Yeah.
Did they make a new case for that?
Yeah, they did. It's at,
that's dope, dude. Yeah. That's a game that needs to talk
on the flip side, like some of the later Nintendo Wii releases, like Smash Brothers and Mario Kart, will say you cannot no longer play these games online anymore. It's really, really sad, unfortunately.
Wow.
Yeah.
I actually kind of want to buy a box that like tells you directly, like, bro, this is half a game, bitch.
MVG, I have one question for you since you weren't here last week and we were talking about the PS5 and the Xbox Series X before we finish up here with some more super chats to go over. Phil Spencer specifically said the Series X looks the way it does because it has to look that way for the amount of power they packed into it. So the PS5, Sony does a generally pretty good job making their boxes fit under your entertainment center and be like, this something that's more designed to go with their TVs and all of that, not look like this a PC. Can their system actually be as strong as a Series X if it's not going to be in that same shape?
Oh man, yeah, that's a really good question. I don't think so. I mean, the Series X looks like a tower PC, a gaming PC, and I don't think they're not going to use the Buck Rogers style V case, the futuristic thing, but I mean, I just don't think it's going to be as powerful as the Series X with the. But I also think that the case that they go with will be something that's, I guess, an evolution of the PS4 design. I think it's going to be pretty much the same. So yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, that'll be the interesting thing because if they're not going to go that far, they might as well turn it down a little bit and get that price advantage. That's what I would do, But besides, their first party studios are talented enough to where they can make the games honestly probably even look better than what the system is able to put out. You see God of War and you're like, wow, okay, that's a good looking game.
Well, I mean, Sony could push the power envelope with the PS5 if we get something that has the fan structure of the dev kit.
That's what I was gonna say. What if that dev kit is closer to the retail unit than we originally thought?
Nah, go back and look at all the
what if
history.
But
we
this
have to
one
entertain
time
the possibility
we do
of this transformer looking thing,
dude. What if that
Dude, the PS2 was ugly as hell when that first launched, so I mean it's possible.
That would be wild if they came out with it and it looked very similar to it. Wouldn't that be crazy?
Oh man.
It would be pretty funny. What's funny is that, I mean, we'd all get used to it so quick. Like, I remember being shocked when the Wii came out. I thought it was so weird. It looked like a DVD player that wasn't quite a rectangle. But I mean, we'll get used to it.
Yeah, it was. I don't think it'd look exactly the same. But what if it had, like Nate's saying, internally the same idea that they're trying to push with it, and it was just maybe it was like that when the PS4 came out, it was like all black, and it had like a matte, with a gloss finish and stuff. But what if it was like that, but it had like kind of almost the V shape, the Roman numeral 5 shape, and that would be interesting.
I guess you can't rule it out, but you got to look back in history with the dev kits and the retails, the differences there.
Yeah, but I mean, if you look at the Xbox One X dev kit, it looks almost exact. I mean, it has an LCD and it's slightly different, but they're
very similar.
Yeah, so.
Microsoft have typically had similar designs, other than the kind of the prototypes, which are basically just PCs. Once they kind of got past that phase, generally speaking, they've been fairly similar the way that they look.
I think it's going to be a fun year. I think 2020 is going to be good. We're going to get some big games. Nintendo's going to probably release some pretty good stuff. I think Breath of the Wild is going to make 2020, and we're going to get new hardware.
It's a big milestone, dude. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I think Breath of the Wild will be shown at the next Direct.
Oh, I mean, they would have to start the marketing soon.
Oh my god!
Yep.
The Direct of the Wild? Hell yeah!
They would have to start the marketing up soonish to get that going. So,
will you eat a cactus if it isn't there?
I will not eat a cactus. No,
I'll eat a cactus.
Will you eat a kangaroo?
I'll drink a Foster's.
is
Jesus, terrible for you.
Sean,
Huh?
is this insulting to Mitch to call him a cactus?
I mean, kind of. You're.
What is he? Was he a
Can we clear
ficus?
this?
Is he a ficus?
He's a little
Ficus
prickly
named Burn.
bitch.
Let me
What
grab.
is Mitch? Get Mitch on screen.
Yeah, we need to. What
Mitch face reveal.
If
He
he,
might blend in with the green screen.
yeah, that's what I was about to say. Yeah.
It's okay.
Hold him in
It's
front of
okay.
yourself.
While he's getting those, let me go
It's still
through.
green. It's still.
Let me go through some of these super chats while he's grabbing them.
You won't see it anyway then.
Dr. Claw says, Miss Click and OJ in matching Zelda costume sweaters warms my heart and is the most wholesome and smile-inducing thing ever. Ice says think they'll remaster Final Fantasy 11 for the Switch. I don't think they will because they have Final Fantasy 14 and they'd probably rather bring that over instead.
Yeah.
The
11
world's
is
first
super
stealth
dead.
plan.
Yeah, they'd probably bring over 14. Oh, there's kind of Mitch.
What is that?
I can't-
Crabgrass?
Yeah, I literally can't see anything.
For
It's,
some reason, I thought it was a tree.
It's green because it's green, Sean.
Yeah,
it looks
Hilarious.
it looks like it, dude. It looks like an invisible
Black. What did you
spider.
do? Get attacked by Death Stranding creatures?
It looks, Mitch ain't looking too good already.
Yeah,
no.
Mitch
he's
trading.
fine.
He's a BT now.
I thought things are supposed to grow up.
No, they go to the side.
So you got mine.
Ethan says back from getting thoughts. That's what he said. Mario says, do you think the Xbox Series X or Xbox a better name than the new Nintendo 3DS though?
Yeah, anything's better than that.
And Kira says, and reps will try to upsell customers to the latest models, so that will diminish confusion. Everyone gets a Series X, so yeah.
You get one.
Sean, what are you doing?
Trying to see if we can help them.
Oh man,
You just have to turn off green screen. That's how you help.
oh man.
No, I refuse.
Too bad.
Mario says favorite game / console you received for Christmas.
My Game Boy. I definitely. So we took a trip to Florida. I think I was 9 years old. The Game Boy had just come out. We were in Florida, and my dad told me we're really far away from home. I don't think Santa's gonna be able to find us. We're not at the house, and so I really kind of had resigned myself of okay, I'm just not gonna do anything for Christmas, but I'm okay with it. I'm here in Florida. This is really, really cool. And I woke up on Christmas morning, and they had in the middle of the night set up a Christmas tree in our hotel room in Florida and put a present underneath it, and it was Mortal Kombat 2, a Game Boy, and then the same thing with my brother and a link cable. So we could actually play Mortal Kombat 2 against each other. Coolest freaking gift ever.
I'm gonna say the Nintendo 64. Yes.
Oh, were you that kid?
Yeah, I got a 64 and it was awesome. I got that Pokemon. I got that Pokemon Snap and Mario 64.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'm going to
That's
say
legit.
64 and Super Nintendo. Those two were tied because those were the two big Christmases that I had, that I ever had. Those were the only that we had that were actually big. And getting Super Mario World back in the day was the greatest thing, but the N64 was just something completely different because there had been no other system that it did 3D graphics like that. So getting Mario, we got Mario 64, we got Buck Bumble, we got
You got Chameleon Twist.
Well, I had also been playing it at my friend's house for a while, so it was that finally that elation of actually getting it,
we got GoldenEye,
yeah,
it was great. It was fantastic.
Yeah, it was. I mean, that was up there. I think because when I got my PS1 Slim, I got Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, and that's one of the best games ever. So.
I think mine was the DS. That was a fun one.
Yeah. Okay.
Genesis.
Nice. What game do you get with the Genesis first time? Other than Sonic, because that came with it.
Mortal Kombat, and then my mom made me return it.
When she figured out there was a blood code?
And I got some shitty game called MiG Fighter Pilot 29, and my mom felt bad that she made me return it, Mortal Kombat, so she got me the flight stick for it too, and I never could get the plane off the ground. It was fucking terrible.
That's
a great Christmas.
How did you figure out the blood code back then? Who told you? Who told you? It was an uncle or a cousin or somebody, right?
My cousin, yeah.
Yep. Always the older cousin. Just messing it up with the blood code. Yeah, the blood code got passed around basically at playgrounds and other places where they were like, you got to press this combination to have them actually like have blood coming out of them in Mortal Kombat.
ABACABB.
There you go. Yep, you got it. Zaire Miller says, so Microsoft did a 360 and back to square one with the Xbox. Yes. And I don't know if I think OJ, I think you're right with the idea of them really not doing generations as much anymore. Maybe it'll just always be Series something. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm quietly confident about the Series X. No more Don Matrick. So this is the first system after Don Matrick. So let's give it a good go.
We're gonna see what happens, man. Playground Games or the initiative. Somebody's got to show up with that big game, man. That's the biggest thing they got to do right now. Show up with the game. Otherwise, people aren't gonna really care that much. So yeah. I mean, show up with it if they got Fable to show or.
Million Twist 3.
Yeah, say. J2 Blue says predicting Bayo 3 for the January Direct and Breath of the Wild 2 at E3 2020 Direct. Bayonetta 3 does kind of need to be shown soonish. That'd be nice.
I don't want to see a Kingdom Hearts thing.
That's my train of thought. Is that would be what to expect timeline wise.
Starlink physical for Switch is like $8 at Best Buy. Yeah, it is underrated game and totally worth getting the R-Wing model for that price.
Yeah, I mean, bought it for 10 on Black Friday.
So. $10. I mean, even just the R-Wing model is.
Yeah, that's all I bought it for mainly.
That's all I kept. Ubisoft sent me all the action figures and everything. Like they sent me a huge crate of like all the figurines, and I just kept Star Fox and gave all the other ones to my friend.
Yeah, I mean the game itself is still pretty fun. Like, I mean, for $10, it's like.
Yeah, you can get it. I think it's like $7 now.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, you can get the R-Wing pack $7, dude.
Man, there you go. I think that's all the super chats. Evan, you said we're good on Discord.
Yep, Discord's done.
Discord's done.
Wow.
Discord's done.
Let me take a look at. I'll make sure Streamlabs is good, and we can go around here and your outros. MVG, where can they find you, man?
Thanks for having me on the show. You can find me on Twitter at Modern Vintage G, on YouTube at Modern Vintage Gamer, and I got a Monday video coming up about emulation. So check that out on the channel. And once again, thanks for having me on, and Merry Christmas, everyone, and have a happy holidays.
Oh, wait a minute. I missed. Hold on. Let me go through. I missed one of these. Oh, just because it's through Streamlabs. Ibrahim Gunnar donated $100 for some reason. Abraham, you don't have to do that, man. It's close to Christmas, man. It says it's Christmas time. Please, John, use this to buy everyone the mini PlayStation Classic as a gift. Oh, wait. Merry Christmas. That's actually funny, Ibrahim, because when I was trying to figure out how to get Miss Click a copy of Metal Gear Solid, GameStop had it for $20. And I was like, do I just get her the PlayStation Classic? And just be like, here you go.
I think that this version of it's pretty good. I mean, I played it, and what's funny is, fun fact, the secret thing you need on the box, Misclick, is they show it on the box. They show that on the box. That way, when they say check the box, you can just hold up your PlayStation Mini.
So I thought about that though, and I was like, maybe I'll try that. And I checked, and they didn't have them available to ship. Yeah, I think they're just trying to clear out their inventory completely because you couldn't order it online. It's basically like go to your store and see if they have it for $20. So I guess if you still want one, the PlayStation Classic is $20 in store at GameStop. There you go.
And you can hack them real easy.
Hack them. But the reason I thought that, Misclick, is because it has HDMI and you can stream it easily then.
Oh, that's true.
So, but I think that's everything there. Thanks, Ibrahim, once again. I appreciate that very much so. Let me go around here. Oh, we have Blizmo81 says Merry Christmas, Merry Xmas SpawnCast. Thanks for the great content. You got a Blizmo. And then Omega Metal Chaser also says Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas there. And let me go over. Evan, where can they find you, man?
Just on Twitter, Kimmerix Project. If I'm doing anything, I'll post it up there.
Okay. Very good. And then Nate, what about you, man?
All right.
Same.
Disappeared.
Super.
Nate's gone.
Keep it classy, Nate.
Nate disappeared.
Great bathroom.
Nate, bye.
We'll come back to Nate. Sean, where can they find you, man?
Find me on RGT85. Got a couple videos up right now. You guys should go watch. Probably a very quiet week on the channel this week. I got a video from Monday. Don't really have anything planned for tomorrow, but who the hell knows? Maybe I'll decide to do something. But yeah, have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, all that bullshit. Go hang out with your family, eat some food, relax.
Very wholesome. Very wholesome.
No.
And Miss Click, where can they find you?
Thanks for having me on. You can find me here on YouTube as Misclick Gaming. You can find me every day and night almost on Twitch as misclick_live. And then for literally everything else, just misclickgaming.com.
Cool. Okay. What about Jordan?
Thanks for having me on. I want to say one more time, thank you very much.
Oh yeah, check it out.
Oh,
What
yeah.
do you think about it?
Thank you for the gifts, by the way.
That was way too kind to you. Really do
Yeah.
appreciate
Seriously, awesome.
Yeah, let me know what you think about
you
that
guys-
controller, Jordan. So
I'm gonna try it out here and when we end the
you
show. But yeah, you can find me on a few different places. I stream every night during the weekdays on Twitch. I walk on a treadmill. We've walked 100 miles. I play video games same time. We do fun stuff like that. Yeah, on YouTube, I'm trying a new style of content on the gaming channel on Batteries Low. Thanks to
go check it
John's suggestion, I've done a few of them on there. I'll be doing more. So
I think they're going over well, Jordan. I think they're good, man. You should do that.
I appreciate it.
Sean, do you have anyone we can raid while we're finishing up here? Do you have anyone in mind?
I've got 2 people live.
Okay.
Wrestling with Gaming and Destiny FOMO.
Okay, you want to drop those in the chat there for everyone asking about raids? Go ahead and raid the people, the channels
Destiny's
that Sean
awesome.
picked up there. Thanks, Sean.
Check out Destiny's
And then Max, what about you, man? Where can they find you, dude?
YouTube.com/Dreamcast guy. I think there's probably only going to be 2 videos next week. To be honest, I'm just spending a lot of time with my family. This has been a really nice. There's been less videos this last couple weeks. I've just been really enjoying time with my family. But I think I'm going to be talking about Google Stadia one last time on Monday. And I'm going to be doing a fun video of like great games you probably missed will be top 10 Thursday, because there has been a lot of stuff that just did not get enough attention. So should be a fun but chill week.
Very cool. And then OJ, what about you, man?
Yeah, you can find me for regular videos. I have 2 channels. I have Player Essence. That's the main channel where I go over Nintendo news, RPGs, stuff like that, gaming news and all that. And then I also have another channel, I'm Stupid. That's called the OJX channel, where I do comedy skits and other stuff like that. We just actually got monetization. They already approved it. So that was like super fast. So thank you to everybody who already subscribed. But if you're into like comedy skits and if you're into like funny gaming videos and stuff like that and just talk about games, those are my channels. They're right here on YouTube. You just type in OJX or just type in Player Essence.
Did Nate come back? Nate, you back?
Oh,
Yeah,
I
I want to
stream
go
on
check the
Twitch.
football score.
Oh,
I
okay,
stream
gotcha.
on Twitch too. My bad. I stream on Twitch. So watch my live streams on Twitch too.
Yes.
Player Essence. Yeah. So
There you
yeah,
go. Cool. Check him out on Twitch. Nate, what about you, man? Where can they find you, dude?
Find me on Twitter at DirectFeedGames. Find a link to my YouTube channel there. I also have a secondary YouTube channel, Nate the Hate, where I hate all of you and tell you that I hate you in videos every week.
Cool.
At least you're honest.
Awesome.
All right, very cool. All right, that's gonna do it here for the SpawnCast episode 142. Thanks for everyone for joining. Everyone have a great holiday. Have some fun. Spend some time with the family. And we'll be back Saturday. That's the 28th, actually. We have Review Tech USA is gonna be joining us that night, and it should be pretty fun. Thanks everyone.
What?
We'll see you then.
Almonds are good.